Hello everyone, I'm QnA FC and this is Blue Lions TV. And today, of course, it's I need to use the Snapchat Q&A. It's the Q&A live stream. So obviously you guys know it's going to be every Thursday at 9 PM. So I hope you guys have some good questions coming for me today. I'm going to be here for the next 2 hours. Literally, no more 5-hour streams. It's going to be 2 hours only. So if you want your question answered, you've got that 2-hour period to keep them coming. Now let me go and look through what some of you guys have got for me now. Yeah, Arsenal 2-0 down. Yeah, I'm hearing that. You know what? I'm stupid. I actually have the Dortmund Atlanta game in the background. You know what I mean? Hey, Joe, how are you guys? You good? But yeah, I'm stupid. Hey, Leonard. Sorry, it's a Leonardo, but Leonard. Nice to see you, man. You came. But yeah, what is it? I'm stupid. I got the Dortmund game on. I mean, come on. Arsenal is such a banter club, though, sometimes. Like, imagine 3-0 up, now they're losing 2-0. You know what? I'm going to have to change the game quickly. I'm sorry. 1 second. 1 second. There's no way I'm not going to miss this. Dortmund are playing so shit too. It's such a poor performance. Arsenal. 2-0 down. Wow. At home too. Top banner. Top banner. Right, cool. Let's get this live stream started. Now, you guys, you know how this works. If you want a question answered, if you want your question prioritized, you got two option methods. Probably the best one and the easiest one. If you look in the description below on the first line, you'll see a link to my PayPal. It's best probably if you just send something there, because then you can send in a question as well, and then I can answer that. That's probably the easiest method. Or if you don't want to do that, there's a super chat as well. So you guys, of course, thank you to everyone this past 2 weeks that has been donating to the channel. It does help a lot. Because obviously the more I keep doing this, the more I keep making, I can use to invest back in the channel. You know, I've got big dreams. I want to improve the live streaming. I want to not use my webcam for live streams. I want to get like a camcorder and one of those webcam links as well to make the production quality better. And the podcast is going to be coming out real soon too. Like, honestly, probably next week is going to come. I'm going to have a trailer coming in and everything. So I've got big plans for the channel. So like I'm saying, every time I get any donation or anything, I can answer your question, and it does help as well. But anyway, you guys, let me answer some of the questions now. And hi, everyone. Yeah, hi. Follow me on Twitter. Okay, I will follow you. Let me follow Rayhan. And yep, I'm following you, bro. Yeah, okay. Imzy01, hey Nini, how's it going, man? Realistically, what do you feel of our chances of beating Barcelona are in the second leg? Sorry, I'm sounding like an idiot so far. Let me answer that later. Let me see. Yeah, the podcast will be coming soon, you guys, so don't worry. Sideshow Bob, hey Nini, the Barca game showed me the players are still behind Conse. Is he off in the summer regardless? If we get the FA Cup and top 4, surely he'd stay. But here's the thing, in regards to Conse, it's not about the club forcing Conse out. If Conse goes, it's going to be up to him. He's going to decide if he's going to go or not. It's not the club that are going to force him out. So, you know, people really need to, you know, question Conse really, because, I mean, the club already offered him a contract extension, which he said no to. I don't know. It looks like maybe the relationship could be getting better. I mean, of course they've got I think that Conte is starting to understand a bit now that he has to rely a bit more on youth. But again, it's going to be up to Conte whether he stays or not. So, I mean, only time will tell. But like I did tell you guys too, the club have offered him not a contract extension, plus they offered him another new deal, which he's turned down as well. So that's 2 deals he's turned down so far. But then things will probably change as, you know, as time goes on, really. Okay, what other questions? Like I said, you guys, you want your question prioritized because I've got a ton coming in. Obviously, send a super chat, or in the description below is a link to the PayPal. Nothing, of course, nothing crazy, just, you know. Gerald Henderson, hey Nini, great videos as always. If Chelsea do get through, who would you not want us to play in the quarterfinal? That's a good question. Well, probably any of the big teams, really. I don't think I wouldn't want to play, because again, once you get to the quarterfinal, you're drawn against anyone, so it doesn't matter about if you're in the same nation or not. So I mean, probably the easiest one. I mean, let me see what happens. Who would I not want to get? Well, probably Real Madrid. If they do beat Paris Saint-Germain, probably one I don't want to beat. You know, I wouldn't want to draw against Bayern Munich too. Mohsin Khan, what is the best and the worst performance of Chelsea under Conse according to you? I feel the game against Man City was the worst one. I keep saying this. I know a few people in the comment section tell me that it's because City dominated, but I don't think some of them understand what domination means. We allowed City to play in our half. City didn't even do much of the possession they made. It wasn't their best ever performance. And we had no counter-attacking threat and we looked so clueless. And it really, when I was at the game, it was literally the biggest waste of time. And I was disappointed. What other questions? What other ones? David Franco. If Conte was sacked and they told you to choose the next manager, who would you choose? I would probably pick Pochettino if I had the choice. He'd be my #1 target to come because I think he'd help improve some of the players we have, introduce some of the youngsters, plus he'd introduce a dominant, high-pressing, attacking style of football. So I think that would be quite fun to see. What other questions are there? I need to say one thing too, in regards to the Barcelona tactics breakdown. Yes, it's annoying, but I keep getting the content ID strikes. No, it's not a strike, but obviously, you know, I can't put the video up, and I have to keep re-editing, and it takes so long because then, you know, how it works is, you know, you do your video, it renders, and then you put it, you know, on YouTube. That takes time. So in a way, it can take up to an hour just to re-upload the same video. So it's taking a long time. I'll probably have to do an all-nighter to make sure that it's ready for tomorrow. And I'm just going to, hopefully it's going to be out very early tomorrow. So, so yeah, you guys, I mean, it's annoying because, you know, I've put a lot of time in making this tactics video for the Barcelona game. And, you know, it gets difficult when you want to use footage and stuff. But then if I don't use footage or anything, it's just not as good a video. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the more I keep doing them, because I've only just started making them, hopefully the more I get used to how to do this much quicker, you know what I mean? So apologies for that. And the first super chat of the day, Timitao, thank you for that donation, bro. You didn't put your question in, so I'm going to look out for your question in the comment section. So if you want to write your question in, that would be great, and I'll answer it right now. And obviously, thank you for the donation, bro. Thanks a lot. And of course, anytime anyone donates in the community tab, you are putting a graphic with your name and everything, so obviously saying thank you for the support. So so yeah, thanks a lot for that. And just send me your question in. Okay, what other questions are there? Oh, there's literally a lot. I swear every time I do this, I get more and more. It's become like a wall of text. It's hard to find. It's hard to find one. Okay. Eden Hazard, number 10. What players do Chelsea need to buy in the summer? The players that we need to buy, that is a good one. I feel in the attack, because I feel that Pedro is probably going to leave. I think we need to bring in someone in the offence. You know, I'm an advocate for youth. I think if we didn't get anyone and we tried to develop these guys, yeah, I think it'd be okay. But if not, I think Riyad Mahrez would be my choice. He's still my choice. Or, you know, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Leon Bailey. I think they're two exciting players. I keep saying there's a striker from Racing Club in Argentina called Lautaro Martinez. I really like the look of him. He's the type of player I'd love the club to go in for. And yeah, I mean, that's it. And really it comes down to replacements. So let's say any players left. And then, yeah, maybe I'd say more transfer targets. But when it comes to transfer targets, I don't know, I'm not as good when it comes to that. Okay. Has Timmy sent me a question? Okay, I don't think he did. Okay. Francis Quofi, hey Nini, do you think Conte doesn't trust Morata? I'm starting to think maybe in a way now, because with Morata's injury, his back injury wasn't that serious that he couldn't play. I kept stressing the point that it was more mental, because it was. And if you're a manager, sometimes, of course, it's a very high pressure environment to be working as one. You want to feel confident that you can rely on certain players. And I'm feeling that maybe Conte might have felt a bit let down in regards to, obviously, Morata not putting his body on the line for him, especially when Conse's shown him so much faith and trust. And I think when he used that false 9 system against Barcelona, the point he was trying to make was that, well, I knew that these guys would press and do their job. So in a way, inadvertently, he's saying that I'm not really trusting Morata to do that job. So again, you know, and maybe he's got a point. Would Morata have worked as hard? You know, I'm not too sure, to be honest. So, I mean, it's definitely going to be something to obviously look at as the season goes on. What other questions? What other ones? What other ones? Oh, Andrew. Yep, thank you, Andrew, for the PayPal donation. And your question is, as Andrew Langin, why do you think Conse did not approach the City game as he did the Barcelona game tactically? That is a very good question. And honestly, I kind of feel maybe Conse is starting to maybe have a bit more faith in the team. I mean, he should be. I mean, like, tactically against Barcelona. I mean, here's the thing. Of course, I can be critical, especially with the top-class managers who've had a history of winning things already. And they've been in this game for a very long time, especially when they were ex-players playing at the highest level as well. I think it's okay to be a bit more critical of them because they should know better, in my opinion. And I feel that, but even though me saying that, you know, sometimes it can be human errors as well, even though I think Conte's made some tactical errors quite a few times. But I think the approach he went for against Barcelona was basically telling the squad, you know what, I've got faith in your abilities. I trust you guys to do the job for me. I'm going to give you the opportunity to try and win the game. And I think that's the correct approach that he went for. And against Man City, I think there was that habit during the start of the season where he kept paying too much respect to big clubs. I think, if anything, the game against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, you know, the first leg we played against a weak Arsenal team and no Sanchez, no Ozil, playing Maitland-Niles as a left wing back, and not by not winning that game, that cost us getting into the finals. So I definitely think that was probably the last straw from Conse in terms of, you know what, I can't afford to use the same approach just because, you know, the squad I have can't really play football that well. You know, I can't trust them to take that one chance in the game if it comes to them. So in a way, it's going to make sense for these guys to attack these teams a bit more. So I'm just hoping, I mean, it's easy for me saying this now, but, you know, we are going to be playing United. We are going to be playing City. That's going to be a bigger test to see just how Conte's adapted. I mean, if we continue to play the same way against Barca as we did against United and City, I think it's only going to be a positive for the players, for the team, and for our performances. So I think maybe Conte's realised, you know what, it's time to let the shackles off a bit and not be too pragmatic. But again, I'm saying this right now after one game. He could use a completely different approach for the United game, which I'm hoping he isn't going to do. But yeah, thank you, Andrew, for that question, man, and that donation. Thanks a lot. Okay, what other questions? What other ones? Wow, this is a lot of questions, bruh. Lat Khan, I know how well we are set up against Barca tactically, but I can't help but see a 0-0 draw against United. Thoughts, Nini? I'm not too sure. Let's be serious. United's form recently has been very poor. They were poor against Sevilla. And with United, we've seen this stuff at Josie already. Mourinho is just too negative. And I think the fact that he's the only top manager that doesn't let his fullbacks push forward, it costs the team because the best players are always stuck out very wide. Similar to when Eden Hazard was playing, he was always far away from the goal. And that's not good enough. So I think Mourinho will always, it seems like he's just too pragmatic in his ways. I'm feeling positive. I feel that we will, you know, I think that, you know, we are going to have the advantage in midfield because I feel that Mourinho will try to pay us a bit more respect. And I think that if we continue with the same approach that we used against Barcelona by putting men forward, I think that will definitely cause United a lot of problems. But I don't think it's going to be a draw. I think that we're going to win the game. Okay. You guys, we're getting a ton of questions. As I'm saying, if you want your question prioritized, send a PayPal in the description below or a super chat. Either one of your choice, because then I can prioritize your question and spend more time with it. Okay, what else? What else? Okay. Cameron Giesbers. After this Barca game, possibly showing Conse now willing to adapt. Do you think we'll get top 4 now? Honestly, if this is the approach that Conse will continue with, then yes, I think we are going to get into the top 4 for sure. And it'll be interesting to see how we do in the cup competitions like the Champions League and the FA Cup, because Conse probably won't be happy that he hasn't won a trophy really. And I think most times it's because of his pragmatic style in approaching these games where he doesn't really go for it. So if anything, it's a positive seeing Conse taking the right approach against Barcelona. Everything I was talking about in my tactical analysis videos, that Williams, oh come on, I kept saying all the time I'd love to see William drop deeper, in a way becoming part of that midfield, because when he runs with the ball through the middle, when he plays on the left and you give him space, look at the performance he gave against Barcelona. So honestly, everything that I've always hoped that we'd play, Conse did in that game. So it tells me that Conse can do this, and this is why I just want him to have more faith in the squad and just be a bit braver with his approach. Here's the thing, if he does change his approach, and let's say from now to the end of the season, we play this style, we play brave, we play to keep the ball, we play to attack, then yeah, I'll be happy with them staying. Yeah, the only reason why I personally do get a bit frustrated is because, again, I just feel it's too pragmatic at times and we pay too much respect to way too many teams. Okay, what other questions? What other ones? What other ones? Okay, let me find some. Okay, Everyday Monday. Hey man, Nini, what do you think about other channels stealing your work? You know what? Bro, I'm not even gonna get into that. I will never be one of those YouTubers that. I mean, to be honest, I shouldn't have even said that anyway. But you know, I can't be getting into that YouTube drama nonsense. I'm just here to make videos on Josie, and you know what? It's up to the audience, really. You know, up to the viewers whether you guys watch it or not. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe if they, I mean, can I even be that negative? Let's say I made someone think about something in a different way, and they use it in their videos. I mean, you know, I can't copyright my ideas. You know what I mean? I can't copyright my opinions. I know I'm not the only one with opinions like that. I mean, in a way, if it makes the football discussion better for all you guys, then maybe it could be a positive. You know what I mean? So, who knows? And Timmy Teo, thank you, bro, for that super chat, man. Thanks a lot for that. Really appreciate that, man. Jeez, thanks for that, man. Okay, what other questions? Kobe Roberts, is Rudiger a better option than Zuma? Ooh. That is a very good one, and that is a very hard one. Now, I think one advantage Rudiger has is obviously his passing ability. But by me making that comparison, that doesn't mean that Zuma can't pass a ball. I mean, he can, but that's one of Rudiger's best attributes, is his distribution out from the back. I thought he was fantastic against Barcelona in terms of how he was able to keep the ball under pressure. I mean, there's a reason why he had the highest pass completion out of all our defenders that day. And his ability to push up the lines too. And, you know, I said this, Cale's career must be over now. I'm sorry. There's no way in hell Rudiger can play like that, offering so much to the team with his distribution, that we can go back to using Cale on the left-hand side. That can't happen. And I'm hoping Conse, you know, he's going to stop doing that nonsense, in my opinion. But there's one thing, though. I think with Zuma, I think he's just a better defender in every attribute. I think he wins more tackles. He's better in the air by far. There's some things with Rudiger that, I mean, I hope he gets better at. I mean, he is a bit older now. I think too often he gets caught underneath crosses or cross-field passes. I don't like that. Now, when we got the equaliser, if you really saw how it came about, obviously Rudiger got underneath the ball when Suarez was approaching on goal. And honestly, I don't understand how he could have let that happen. I mean, he should have. He had the advantage. Suarez had to make up the yards to get in the box. He should have clocked that. He should have read that. I think even Cale would have dealt with that ball. Everyone does, but I noticed with Rudiger too often he does get caught underneath these cross-field passes or crosses too much. I don't think he times his jump well enough at times. I think Zuma's that's a master in the air. Zuma wouldn't have allowed something like that to happen. I think he's a better attacker, a better tackler too, and better just in general in defense. Okay, what other questions? Okay. IMZO1 has the stream started. I don't get it. It's starting now, no? El Mako 96. Why you and 100% Chelsea don't work with CFC Fan TV? I got my own YouTube channel, bro. Well, what would I do on CFC Fan TV anyway? What other questions are there? Sideshow Bob, the Rent Boy. Do you know if the club will force the manager next season to include Ruben Loftus-Cheek and more? An all-nighter, you madman. The dedication you have is unreal. Trust me, this channel will grow rapidly. Thank you, man. And I'm going to have to do an all-nighter to make sure that this stupid video can get uploaded. Because, you know, the annoying thing with YouTube, I'm noticing is that, you know, people that... It's all about speed. The quicker you rush something out, the more views you're going to get in general. And I think a lot of times, a lot of channels focus on speed a lot more than quality and the analysis. And I mean, there's one channel in particular, I'm not going to obviously say, you know, I watch some of their vids sometimes to see what they're saying, and I just feel that it's just a rush every single time to get it out there. So much of the game is missed out, and in a way, it's kind of like you get away with it because most of your audience isn't really going to know any better. And I know it's me being cynical, but it's just like, if you're going to do these tactical videos, why, you know, you're doing it because you have the idea to want to educate people, you know what I mean? Don't do a tactical video if you just want to rush it out quickly and you're going to miss out half what happened in the game. It's just, I don't know. And I think with a lot of these tactical videos too, a lot of times they talk about tactics like they're reading it from a textbook, but they don't give the context as to why you think this is good, why you don't think it's good. You know what I mean? I mean, it can, I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. You know, it's just how it works, really. Okay. Abhishek, Javedi, hi Nini. Your admirer from India, bro. Come on. I'm just a normal Chelsea fan making videos. You don't have to be... I appreciate you like the channel, bro. But yeah, admirer, I don't know. It's a bit of a strong words. Thanks for integrating the Blues Brothers. Will you be happy with Luis Enrique as our next manager? Now, I've been thinking about this a lot more. Now, I know the criticism he got was that he was predictable at Barcelona, but let's think about this objectively now. Barcelona had Suarez, Neymar and Messi. Now, really, just in terms of logic, you would use a much more direct system to get the ball to that front three. Because, I mean, that's by far your strongest asset. Yeah, you could keep possession, keep the ball, but there's no way in hell that those guys would have scored as many goals if they didn't get that freedom to just roam in the final third and not have to defend as much. I mean, of course, maybe Enrique could have changed things up a bit, but at the same time, it would have reduced the effectiveness of that front three. So I'm not going to be too harsh, but I think one reality in football that happens quite a lot of times is the fact that, you know, sometimes with tactics, they last for a bit, and then you either have to get a new manager to come in, or that manager has to adapt. So, and most managers don't adapt. So, I mean, when managers move on or get sacked, it's not really that deep because, you know, naturally they have, you know, finite life cycles at their club. I think what Enrique did at Barcelona was very good. He didn't use the same system at Celta Vigo. I think he is adaptable to what his squad is. Who knows? I mean, you know, the football was nice under Luis Enrique, but again, the club aren't forcing Conse out. It's going to be up to whether Conte decides he wants to stay or not. They've already offered him how many contracts, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's not even about the club forcing Conte out. Okay. What else? Okay. Gerald Henderson. Nini, what would you say to Chelsea buying back Nathaniel Jalobah to replace Bakayoko, as I think that's someone we need to bring back, as well as Ruben and Abraham's thoughts? Well, one, for Abraham's, I think he definitely needs another loan. I think for his career, it doesn't make sense for him to come back to be a second choice striker. If anything, go to an Everton, or, I mean, probably not Everton, go to... I mean, if I was these guys, if I'm a young English guy now, it's time to make moves to the Bundesliga. It's the most youth-friendly league. You play against tactically diverse teams. You have a good chance of playing in Europe as well. Plus, you know, there's a lot of good players in the Bundesliga, and we're seeing English players moving there, doing well. And I think in terms of acclimatizing to a different way of living. Germany's probably the best country for that. So if I'm Abrahams, I'm looking for a German team. Jaloba, again, with Jaloba, he's been injured for a while. And I'm not too sure if he's back for Watford just yet. So probably he'd need another season there, really. Ruben, I think Ruben's going to be coming back regardless. And I hope he gets a fair chance at fighting for his place in the first team. I said this, I mean, if Ruben had the same amount of opportunities Baka did this season, people would be raving about him, especially this fan base. So, yeah. Okay, what other questions are there? Whoa. Let me see if anyone sent any questions here. Like I'm saying, you guys, if you want your questions prioritized, or if you want me to spend more time in it, or if you just want to support the channel, obviously, in the description below is a PayPal link, and of course the super chat function as well, because obviously there's a lot of questions I can't answer every single one. So if I don't see your question, you know, don't get too upset. Yeah, Benny B, yeah, Abraham to Werder Bremen, that makes sense, you know, a team like that. QnA Nini, do you agree that the game against Barcelona tactically changed because of Vidal coming on at right forwards? I'm not too sure if it really changed as much with Vidal coming on at right forward. I mean, I was on a podcast earlier today that's going to be released later on, and I think with Barcelona, maybe Valverde, I think, was a bit too pragmatic himself. I really thought that he'd be bringing on Dembele. Now, Dembele would have made a massive change because, again, Alonso was really comfortable down that left-hand side. Barcelona's right-hand threat is just very poor. They've got an over-reliance on using the left-hand sides. And I think that really, if Valverde had studied Chelsea, he would have brought on Dembele for those last 15-20 minutes. Got him to run at Alonso, who we know isn't good one-on-one, and he doesn't have any recovery pace. That would have forced Rudiger or someone to push out, making more holes in behind. But he didn't do that, which is great for us. And again, I mean, I'm not going to be surprised to see him play in the second leg. I think it'll be scarier too. Obviously, the Camp Nou is a bigger pitch as well, more space to run at. But at the same time, I do think with the players we have in Hazard and Willian, you know, we never had pace on the counter-attack against Barcelona when we had previous Chelsea teams. So I think that we can definitely still get something in the game. But yeah, Quinn, I'd like to, if you comment again, I want to see why you thought the Vidal thing, the Vidal substitution changed things tactically. Okay, what other questions? Okay. T Magma, I swear to God, if Baka plays, we will lose. Yeah, I think so. I don't think Conse will use him in that game. Leonard Lim, Nini, what is your reaction if Chelsea focuses on defensive players needlessly this summer transfer? I mean, it would be a waste of time. I really feel now that, I mean, if Conte is serious about staying, they need to, you know, I hope that, you know, the club would have to work on something pretty quickly, you know what I mean? Last time, I mean, I'm not going to even say that's for my later video, but, you know, he was definitely at fault for why some of these transfers didn't come through at the start of the summer transfer window. That's all I'm going to say for now. Chelsea fans don't like Ruben Loftus-Cheek because Mourinho made it look like he was lazy and uninterested, and yeah, of course, and you know, too many times, I mean, I see a lot of these Man United Twitter accounts and social media accounts. Mourinho has this habit of indoctrinating people, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, I used to be like that myself until I started to see things objectively and try to question things. I think maybe too often people are scared to question their thoughts and opinions, and I just think it's good because obviously it strengthens your opinion, you know what I mean? And I feel that too many times Mourinho seems to be the only manager where people will make up excuses for him, when in a way he's just not doing as good, in my opinion. And I think, yeah, that nonsense, I mean, you know, Ruben was a young teenager. That's definitely not how you treat them. I don't know. Crinmore, because it occupied Alonso to stay back. Thanks for answering, love your videos. I'm not too sure necessarily. I think maybe that was more the context of the game, because of course Barca scored in the 75th minute. Chelsea don't, especially they score from a mistake, so the team don't want to offer any more mistakes. So in terms of context, I guess they wanted to be a bit more tighter regardless of if Vidal came on. Okay, football after 4K. What happens to your girlfriend? What do you mean? What happens to my girlfriend? Yeah, she's alright. She's doing her thing, doing her thing. Okay, what other questions? Like I'm saying, you guys, if you want your question prioritized, obviously the PayPal button or the Super Chat button, and then obviously it's much easier and it makes my life easier. Okay, Tawana Muratu, considering Zuma coming back from loan, if this was your decision, would you keep Louise in the summer? Yeah, I'd keep Louise in the summer. I'm guessing Kale will probably be leaving in the summer. There's going to be a few players leaving this summer, so it's going to be interesting to see what type of business the club are obviously gonna do. What other questions? Let me scroll back up, see if there's anything else. Okay. What other ones? Saramesh Regmi Nini, what are your views on Man United's performance against Sevilla? How will it affect our performance against them? And as I was saying earlier, with United, they don't like to use their fullbacks to provide width. That means their best players usually end up being further away from the goal. And plus, I think with United, I mean, as we're seeing in the modern day football, teams like to work on plays, attacking plays and routines. I mean, you see it at Napoli under Sarri, Pep Guardiola. How many times have you seen that low-driven cross? How many times have you seen De Bruyne playing in first-time crosses now? De Bruyne's not just playing them in for no reason. He's playing them in because he knows that people are going to... He knows where people are supposed to be on the end of them. And he only knows that because it's worked on in training. And I think that's what you need. And I think, you know, Mourinho's idea that, you know, if you need to improvise what you do in attack, it's all about defensive structure, and then improvising what you do in the final third just doesn't really work as much because teams can counter that. And I think this is his insistence on always spending big money on attacking players. But end of the day, regardless if they cost 500 million, if you don't have that right system to really complement them and make their life easier, then you're not going to get the best out from them. I mean, imagine having to constantly improvise what you do in the final third. It doesn't work like that. So I don't know. Again, the money they've spent, even Sanchez coming in hasn't really done as well, hasn't done as much. I'm feeling confident for the United game. Okay. Okay, what other questions? Okay. Oh, Timoteo Nini. If Kennedy continues to impress at Newcastle, will it be worth giving him a chance before looking to Leon Bailey? Yes, I think it's about time now that if you do perform on loan, you should get a real chance, a fair chance. I mean, really, Christensen and Courtois are the only guys really to get that fair chance. You've seen a lot of players doing well on loan. I mean, you know, Salah was on loan at Fiorentina before we sold him to Roma. He didn't get a look in. De Bruyne, 2 fantastic loan spells, didn't get a look in. Lukaku was another guy who was banging the goals on loan for Everton and West Brom, didn't get a look in. Newcastle's, I mean, it's no surprise. I mean, Kennedy's barely played, yet he's already shown he's one of Newcastle's best players. The guy's got talent, he's got skill. You know, it's about time that the club look to what we have. In my opinion, when I look at someone like a Leon Bailey, would I say he's more naturally talented than some of these guys we have? No. Because I think we have so many top, high-quality youngsters. I think it's more the fact that he's got more experience because he's just had the opportunities to play more. And I feel, let's say a Kennedy or Boga or Masunda had the same amount of game time as Leon Bailey. I mean, do people think that they'd be worse players? I definitely don't think so. I think they'd be even better or on the same level. So, you know, it's time for Chelsea to really change their approach to what they do with their, you know, the loan players on loan. So, I think, you know, this is what pre-season's there for, though. But then too often these guys don't really get a fair shot during pre-season. But I'm just hoping this might be different. You know, of course, Kennedy playing in the Premier League is going to make things a bit easier because then, I mean, there'll be no excuse for why the manager and other people can't really see what he's doing. So I think he definitely deserves a look in. And you know what, I'm just hoping that he plays on the right-hand side because To me, Kennedy's like a new version of Hulk. Okay, what are the questions? Okay. Nisika Matsam, do you think Hazard will sign a new contract? I can't. I'm feeling that he will sign one, but then if he doesn't sign one, I can understand the context, and I think the context will come down to how we perform later this season, how far we go in the Champions League, and also getting into Europe. But and if he can get a trophy, that's gonna give Hazard more confidence. But again, I keep making this point. You know, Hazard's what is he 26 or 27 now? When you get older, especially when you get around the 27-year-old range, that's when you start to really realise, oh shit, my football career is not going to last as long. What trophies do I have to look back on? And I think that Hazard's approaching that phase. It's no surprise to me. We know at the start of the season he was talking about his aspirations for the Champions League and wanting to win a Ballon d'Or. But Hazard's never ever said that in any season until now. So to me, he's getting to that stage where, you know what, my life's sorted, you know, my family's sorted, my kids are sorted. You know, I want to start being seen as a great now. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's a hard one. I mean, there's so many examples. I mean, look, recently, Matt Hummels, you know, doing the snakiest thing, leaving Dortmund after saying he was going to stay, then going to sign for Bayern. Sanchez, what he's done. Lewandowski, another similar guy as well. You know, this stuff happens all the time. So it's going to be up to the club, obviously, fulfilling Hazard's aspirations. And yeah, really, that's it. Just hope and pray, really. Okay. Okay, what other questions? Brandon Perks, please, Dini, please comment on thoughts of Higuain at Chelsea. Ideal or not? Man is broken at the moment. Honestly, we shouldn't even be thinking of players like that, man. I mean, we know he's like 30 now. Now, no way are the club going to spend ridiculous amounts of money plus paying ridiculous amount of wages for him. For a guy that some people are saying he's on the decline. They're starting to get on the decline a bit. But he's not going to get any better for that investment. So, again, we're not at that stage where our team is fully complete, where we can just afford to waste, 60 million on a striker for a year or two. So, I don't think Higuain is a solution, and I don't think the club will ever look at any player like that, to be honest. What are the questions? Okay. Like I'm saying, you guys, obviously I've got a lot of questions. If you want your question prioritized or you just want to support the channel, send a super chat, or in the description below is a link to the PayPal. No big donations, something like £1 or £2, you know what I mean? Just so I can prioritize questions, and yeah. Okay, what other questions are there? Because again, I've got a ton, so, it's hard to obviously read through them all. Okay, what else? Aman Habib, I want to contribute. How can I do without PayPal? Literally, that was an accident to see that. And there's a super chat feature on the top. I mean, on the bottom where it says the chat screen, it says super chat. But if you're on your iPhone, super chat doesn't work on iPhone. That's why the PayPal thing's there, because it works the exact same way. So, yeah, that's it, bro. If you're on your iPhone, then for some reason it doesn't work. I guess because Google and Apple, I don't know. You know what big business is like. It's always anti-consumer. So yeah. Okay, Nini, you confident we can get a result at the Camp Nou if we play like we did on Tuesday? Of course. I think, I definitely think we can if we keep that same approach. I just hope that I make this point in my match review. I hope we don't do an FC Porto. And what do I mean by that? I mean, they've had a history recently of doing well at home in the first legs. I mean, forget the Liverpool game this year, but in general, I remember against Bayern Munich when they outplayed them and then were awful in the second leg away. I'm hoping that we're going to keep that same approach and still keep that bravery. I don't care if it's the Camp Nou. I don't care if the pitch is a bit bigger. You know, we've got the pace now to deal with that. You know, how expansive the pitch is. So I just think we need to keep that same approach, and you know, it's going to come down to game management. You know, Conte needs to make Valverde react to his tactical decisions. You know, I've watched this game 3 times now. Yeah, I've watched it twice already again. I still think when we score the first goal, if we had brought on Morata, I think that would have made Barcelona really change their tactical plans. Because think of it like this. When Morata did come on, Hazard moved to the left. But that was kind of like too late, because then it was the last 10 minutes. But then in that 10-minute spot, we were seeing Hazard on the ball a bit more. He was skipping past people and he was collecting it from deep. Now, imagine Morata came on 20 minutes earlier. Imagine that Hazard's on the left-hand side all the time. We know that Barcelona's right-hand side is very weak. There's no attacking threat and it's very slow as well. You're Valverde, you're thinking, shit, what? Chelsea are 1-0 up and Hazard's attacking my right-hand side. This is going to affect the balance of my attack moving down that side. I'm going to have to either, you know, make a defensive substitution, or I'm going to have to think of something. And, you know, that's what I mean by game management. So I think it's going to be up to Conse, really, to obviously, to give us the biggest advantage. Okay, what other questions? Tony, Victor, Nini, when Hazard finally does leave, how do you think we should cope? Damn, those questions. I don't know. I'm not as pessimistic just yet on Hazard leaving. Again, it's a pussy answer, but I need to wait to see how the season develops, really, to really be able to understand what's going to happen. But, let's just pray that Madrid focus their efforts on Neymar. Because if that's the case, then, I mean, of course, Paris Saint-Germain would probably try to go in for Hazard, but does Hazard want to go back to Ligue 1? No, there's a reason he left there, you know? Okay, what other questions? Okay, Abdi Haji, will Hazard get marked out of the game versus Man United? Herrera 2.0. How do we counter this, as Mourinho is dangerous with this type of stuff? I mean, I can't imagine it working twice, to be honest. And if Conte did allow it to happen twice, I think it'd be very naive. I think against United's, you know, they're not really a pressing team themselves. They do look to keep their shape with that back 6. I feel that, again, the reason why we've always beaten United is that we score the first goal. And in games like this, whoever scores the first goal really tends to win. So I feel that if we did approach the game with, you know, a nice press, which we saw we can do. I mean, we were really pressing high against Barcelona a lot at times. I think if we take that approach to United, they wouldn't really expect that. That will get our wing-backs into the game, and that way we can control the midfield and obviously keep possession. I think that's the best approach, and with United's awful form so far, I think we're the favourites for the game, to be honest. McTominay, New Herrera. I mean, honestly, what did I read? Something about he grew 10 inches in the past 8 months. I mean, it's no surprise to me why Mourinho would look at him. I mean, he does love strength and height in his teams. It's, you know, it's the #1 thing he looks for. But I think I saw something funny on Twitter. What did someone call him? Like a B-Tech Busquets or something like that. Okay, what other questions? Let me see. Anyone sent any pays? Nope. Okay, what else? Okay, what other questions? Everyday Monday, we've got 4 massive games. Spurs at home, Liverpool at home, United and City away. Yeah, they are big, and it's going to be, again, I think you get the right approach with the type of players we have, because I think a lot of the reason why so many of us were proud against the Barca game was the fact that we could see the qualities and we can see just how good some of these guys were. And you know, you keep hearing me say that sometimes the system can bottleneck just how effective these guys can be. I've always felt what really suits them is playing with a high press and obviously pushing more men forward, because our attacking players are guys that like to link up a lot of times. You know, Hazard likes to link up, Willian does, you know what I mean? If they're not necessarily focusing on linking up as much, sometimes they're not as effective. So this is why an emphasis on high pressing and attacking suits us better. Okay. What other questions? Football after 4K. Do you think our team is physical enough to deal with United? Yeah. I mean, again, I mean, with physicality, I don't know really if it's like one of the biggest strengths that a team really needs. To be honest, I can't imagine this. I mean, we've played them how many times and we've beaten them how many times, and I don't think physicality ever really played any factor in those performances. So yeah, I mean, I think physicality will be the last thing that decides this game. Okay, what other questions? Okay. 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 What other questions? Ooh. Leonard Lim Nini, if Conse changes back his old ways of not pressing versus United, is it time to give up on him? Honestly, if we did revert from how we played against Barca to a much more negative approach, I would be very disappointed. Honestly, I would. I wouldn't see why. I can't see how you could watch the Barca game and not feel that confidence in your squad that they can fulfill playing a high pressing role, as well as being able to be tactically responsible enough to fall back in formation when you need that to happen. And honestly, I think I might give up on him. If we did have a negative approach and United beat us, similar to how they beat us last year, then I would be very disheartened. Okay, James Hambis, hello Nini. How would you set up for the second leg? Would you change it up or keep it similar to the other night? Oh, I think I answered this already. Yeah, I'd keep it exactly the same as the first leg. What other questions? Harry Doherty, do you think Azpilicueta is one of the best defenders in the league? Yeah, I think Aspi is one of the best defenders in the league. I think so. I'm not saying he's a perfect player. I think maybe air relief he was, better in the air. And if he could pass the ball out a bit better, I think sometimes, his distribution out from the back isn't perfect, but just based purely on maybe just out and out defending, and I think, yeah, he is one of the best in the league. Okay, what other questions? Okay, what other ones? Jack Fitzgerald, Aki, or Rudiger? Oh, I mean, sometimes here's the thing. When I look at comparisons like that, sometimes I just feel maybe the other player is better because he's had more experience to grow. Maybe if Rudiger had the same opportunities, I think, yeah, he showed just how good he is. I think if you had to make a best 11 team from the bottom half teams in the Premier League, I think Aki would definitely be in that team. He's been one of the best defenders in terms of performance so far this year, especially his distribution out from the back is very good. Again, it's one of those guys where it's like, to me, maybe a Rudiger is a Nathan Aki with 2 more years experience. And sometimes I just think with the club, maybe if you allowed a few players to maybe develop within and have that patience to let them grow, then we could focus our efforts on maybe better quality players in the transfer market. Okay. What other questions? Irvin Nart, do you think we would win on Sunday? On Saturday, I think you mean. Yeah, I think so. I think we will win. Okay, Arsenal fancy. Wait, okay. What other ones? Bernardo Barreto, hi Nini. How much does experience count? Keep up the good work. That is an interesting question, to be honest, because I kind of feel. Okay, I guess experience depends on. Obviously, it falls into context of in what position you're playing in. I think experience for an attacking player will be different for a defensive player. I think if you're a young player, and especially, I think the only way how experience could really help you is either with your, let's say, your final thirds. maybe your gamesmanship, you know, how to win more free kicks, for example. And obviously, you know, finishing in front of goal. I think that's how experience helps with things like that. Maybe it's not necessarily quality because, you know, you can strike the ball with that same technique. It's just about how more effective you're going to be in that situation when it comes to, you know, taking that shot. I think if you're a defender as well, let's say you're a fullback, I think experience will help you in terms of how to cope with certain players. Experience will help you with, you know, let's say you're feeling tired as the game's going on, you know, how to obviously, you know, maximize your efficiency with your stamina. I know this answer's sounding kind of all over the place, but I think experience is, to me, that's what experience means. Okay, what other questions? Like I'm saying, you guys, if you want your question prioritized, or you just want to support the channel, obviously use the super chat function, or there's a PayPal link in the description below, and obviously, you know, it just helps the channel. Okay, what other questions? Chevron Nolan, what's going on with Hazard's brother? I think honestly, so far everything's just speculation. There's nothing really concrete happening at this moment in time. But I mean, if you, let's say hypothetically he did come, I think that would give us greater confidence that Hazard will stay at Chelsea. What other ones? Bavia, Pandya, Nainggolan or Milinkovic Savic? Probably Nainggolan. Andreas Peterson, thoughts on Dujon Sterling's potential, most promising youth player in my opinion. Yeah, like I said, you know, we could have just saved money on not signing Costa. Could have just introduced Sterling as he plays more with the first team. We'd only get more experience and grow. And then you're, you know, to me, it's like Sterling could have been nearly with this, you know, on the same level of experience as Costa. And I feel that we could have saved a lot more money for a guy that does things better on the ball than Costa does, especially when it comes to, you know, being a man and keeping the ball in the final thirds. Okay. Young King, do you think we can change formation to 4-3-1-2 with Giroud and Morata up front with Hazard as cam? Midfielder, Drinkwater, Kante and Cesc. No, I don't see why we do. I mean, we've got a lot of players that are good at receiving the ball out wide. I definitely don't think a 4-3-1-2 is what to have Giroud up front with Morata. I mean, nah, I don't think there's any point in doing that, to be honest. That wouldn't improve us at all, really. Nah, that doesn't, nah, I don't agree with that. Okay, Leon, Younas, Mourinho, out. Yep, exactly. Latkan, if we decide to play Hazard as CF again against Barca, I hope Pedro doesn't start. He contributed nothing in that game other than tracking back Messi. He just goes missing. I mean, he did a fantastic job in keeping his discipline and keeping shape with the team. So, obviously, credit for that. I was very impressed. Obviously, I watched the game 3 times now. So, I was impressed with, you know, his application, you know. And sometimes you don't really associate application and Pedro together. But in a forwards capacity, you don't really offer as much. But I don't know. To be honest, for me, I would continue with the same approach. But I would just bring on Morata earlier in the second half to have Hazard playing on the left. Because that will... Here's the thing. Let's say we got a goal in the first half. Barca needs to play to win. We could use that against them. Let's say we took off Pedro, brought on Morata, had Hazard on the left. When we're on the counter-attack, Hazard's the outlet on the left where he can run at people. Immediately, that's going to force back Barcelona players. And I think that will give us the advantage to hopefully qualify as the game goes on. But against Barca, even though they're dangerous because of individual quality, with the way they play, they are very static. You know, they are... they're not as free-flowing. There's not enough movement in behind. And I think this is why, looking back at the game, it was quite comfortable really defending against them. They really didn't offer much at all. Okay. Okay, like I'm saying, you guys, you want to support the channel, you want your question prioritized, super chat, PayPal link in the description below. The PayPal is basically for guys on your iPhone because you can't send super chats on iPhones, so just letting you guys know. Okay, what other questions? Quinn Moore, 343 on Sunday or 352? Yeah, 343. Definitely has to be 343. Okay. Everyday Monday, I can definitely see Kale walking into the team for the Man United game. Conse might still want to show respect to him. I mean, I hope that's not going to be the case. I feel that, you know, we played on Tuesday, we're playing on Saturday. That's more than enough rest for these guys. So I don't think fatigue is going to play a part, even in terms of defending. But I say it was physically draining. I mean, no, I wouldn't really say it was that deep. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, it should be a pretty similar lineup in my opinion. Okay. Okay, what other ones? Trevor Nolan, I'm talking about Hazard's younger brother at Chelsea Football Club. Oh, he's gonna, well, he was supposed to be going out on loan in January. I don't think they found him a club. I'm expecting him to get a loan move for next summer though. Okay, Andy Do. Why will you use Moses and not Costa? I mean, honestly, we watched that game against Barca. I just can't see why people prefer Costa over Moses, in my opinion. I mean, Costa wouldn't have been able to do anything that Moses did against Barcelona. Moses shut down Alba completely in that game. I mean, Alba didn't get past him once. We're talking about, on form, the best left back in the world. If he was against Costa, he would have been all over him. So, I mean, I don't see what he offers. I think sometimes, because, you know, this is the Premier League, players that are direct and run fast, they give off this illusion that they're doing much better things with the ball. But if you really analyse things and break it down, you're really seeing that actually he is losing the ball a lot in the final third. Actually, none of these crosses really get in as far anyway. And actually, oh shit, he doesn't get back in line quickly enough. And he allows too many crosses to come down his side. And he's tackling it on point. So, again, I mean, Moses showed why he's one of the best right backs in the world, in my opinion. Because that performance against Barcelona, it's not an accident. You know, you have to be a good player to be able to do what he did. So, I mean, he needs to start getting more credit from this fan base. I really can't see how he gets criticised, in my opinion. Okay. What other questions? Cheeky. Almondo called Moses a beast. Oh, exactly. I mean, you know, he's a very good player, Victor Moses. And he's only going to get better too, you know. Everyday Monday sideshow. This isn't a West Brom Chelsea winger. Has to show more than good work rate defensively. Must deliver in the final third. Yep. Is the signing of Barkley just proving pointless? Like I said, you guys, after I obviously did that Transfer Daily video announcing the signing, I did keep saying it was an investment signing. And I did say, don't expect to see Ross Barkley until next season, to be honest. Now, the reason why it's an investment one, because he cost 50 million. Originally, we were going to pay 35 million for Barkley in the summer before he rejected coming to us. So, I mean, regardless of if he wasn't injured, I mean, it would have taken him a while to get used to the tactical system. And, you know, I mean, there's no way Conse would have played him against Barcelona, for example. You know what I mean? So maybe he could have been a sub, who knows? But no way he would have been used to start in the Barca game. So he's really a signing for next season. James Bainbridge, thank you for that super chat, man. Appreciate that. Okay, would we use all the Hazard we did? Okay, let me read this again. Would we use all the Hazard we did sign Thorgan Hazard? Okay, let me try and break down what you're trying to say. Would we use all the would we play all the Hazards at the same time? You know what, for Bants, that would be sick. You know what I mean? That would be funny. You got Hazard on the left, Thorgan on the right, and Killian in the middle. Who knows? Maybe in like a... I mean, you know what? If it was a pre-season game and let's say we signed Thorgan, I'd probably like to see something like that just to see how they perform. You know, I mean, it's very rare you get three brothers playing in the same team. You know what I mean? So, I mean that maybe that could be a record or something. I can't remember three brothers playing together in the same team. I know there's been scenarios where father and son have played, like Rivaldo and his son, and of course, you know, twins playing, and you know, brothers as well. You know, the Boateng brothers, the Neville brothers, all of them. So, I mean, yeah, imagine that would be funny. But I mean, I think Killian, well, he's 22. He starts as a substitute a lot of the times for the you know, for the under 21s. I mean, he's not even getting in the team, so really, he really has no future. It was just really the club backing Hazard, saying, you know what, we've got you, we've got your brother, we're doing this for you. And I think it's stuff like that that gives me confidence that Hazard will stay at the club. Okay, what other questions? Like I'm saying, you guys, if you want to answer a question, if you want it prioritised as super chat, nothing big. It can be £1, it can be £2, nothing crazy. Because obviously there's a lot of questions, so naturally I'm not going to be able to answer all of yours. So yeah, that, you know, and also it helps support the channel as well. So if you're on your iPhone, there is no super chat function. I don't know why, but there's a PayPal link right in the description below, and it's literally as quick as sending a super chat. It's not any different. So yeah. Okay. Where am I from? I'm from London, mate. I'm from London. Okay, what other questions? Ina. Thank you. Thank you for that, for putting your name in brackets, because you must be getting sick and tired of me, like, destroying your name all the time. But Ina Thorsteinson, I think I got it right. Big question. Who would make it into your all-star Chelsea team? You need to ask me another question and give me more context. Are we talking about throughout our history? Or is this about, you know, the past couple of years? I'm going to assume your question is going to be throughout history. So I think up front, I mean, Zola, because when I was young, I mean, he was one of the best players I've seen. Definitely Zola and Hazard for sure. Obviously, Dropper up front. In midfield, Lampard, Essien, and Michael Ballack. That is the strongest midfield I've seen. In defence, I'd probably go for Ivanovic on the right. I'd go for John Terry. I'm going to sound crazy on this one. Maybe it's my own preference, but I think this guy has had a lot of big games. He's helped us get into a lot of finals. He's put in a lot of big game performances, and he's done a lot of amazing things for the club. And he's been there longer than a lot of these other guys like Carvalho and players like that. But I would probably have Luiz with Terry. I'd have Petr Cech in goal, because on form, I think he was if you were to tell me he's better out of Cech and Courtois, I think, you know, when they were the same age, I'd go for Petr Cech and Ashley Cole on the left. That's probably the team. That's my ultimate Chelsea 11. Now, there's no point doing a video on that now, because everyone knows now. Okay. What other questions? Vatsal Pandya, can Hudson-Odoi be the wild card at Barcelona? You know what? I think if worst came to worst, he had to play, I think he'd easily do a job, because he's very good in possession, good at beating past his man, and he's good tactically. And he's got a goal threat, but I mean, I can't see him coming on. I mean, we need a complete disaster, like Morata and Giroud would have to go out injured. Pedro would have to go out injured. A lot of guys would have to be injured for Conse to have to resort to using Hudson-Odoi. So yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Okay. What other ones? Alright, you guys, I'm here for the next hour, and then afterwards I'm going. I'm not going to be doing any more 5-hour streams. And probably for next time, I'll probably just keep the super chats at maybe an hour and a half. You know, so of course I'm going to do 2 hours because I said it's 2 hours. But I think next time I'll probably keep it shorter. Bearded Blue, where are you from? What part of London? Somewhere in West London, that's where I'm from. I'm not going to be giving no like information like that. Jason McEachran, which position needs upgrading the most over the next summer transfer? I'd probably say, that's a hard one. I'd probably say an attack. I think we could probably. It depends. I think we have to see who's available in the market before we really start deciding on what type of players we can bring in. Okay, what other questions? What other ones? What other ones? Jamie Ali, can you see Zuma still establishing himself at Chelsea? You know, I am getting a bit nervous, to be honest. This excuse that he had to go on loan to recover form was complete nonsense because, I mean, we keep forgetting that you have a pre-season before the season starts, and your pre-season's like, what, 5 weeks? That's the period where you're supposed to regain your form and your fitness. So for me, Zuma didn't have to leave at all. I just don't understand the sense in him going. I mean, I don't know why Conte doesn't like him. I'm really baffled as to why. I think maybe when Zuma came back from injury, it was literally in the wrong moment in terms of, obviously, we were on that 13-game unbeaten run. Managers don't want to tamper with things when things are going well. And because Conte's seen more of those other guys compared to Zuma, especially when Zuma had to obviously not be match fit as well, he really wasn't going to get a fair chance on the Conte. But I just think this decision on loaning him out was just pretty pointless. But they're thinking, obviously they gave him a 6-year contract. So, you know, this isn't a 4.5 one or a 5-year one, a 6-year contract. I'm thinking he'll have to come back. There's no way in hell he's going to be at Stoke again. There'll be players leaving. Who knows? What if Louise and Cahill left? You know what I mean? Who knows? But he's definitely going to be back in the future. Thank you, James Brainbridge, for that super chat, bro. Could Chelsea re-sign Robin back? That's actually a really interesting question, and I have been thinking about that from a hypothetical standpoint, because even though Robin is older, I think that sometimes with guys like that, you can let them come for the year, for this season, because they can be very effective, you know what I mean? And I think with Robin playing on the right, in a way he could maybe help with some of the younger players. He can provide that ability as well. If Robin was to leave Bayern, it's not as if his season's been poor this year. Far from it. So I can't think that, you know, let's say when the next season starts, a few months after the after the summer, after the season ends, I think Robin could still perform something, and that would be interesting. That would be interesting. Because I still feel we need someone on the right-hand side that has a left foot. That's a priority, in my opinion. And I think, let's say Robin was even a backup signing just to have for the season. I think that would be nice to happen, to be honest. But yeah, thank you for that super chat, man. Means a lot. Okay, what other ones? What other ones? I think I'm starting to get a bit of a blocked nose now. Draza, okay, I'm just calling you Draza. Draza, would you rather win the domestic treble or just the UCL? I'd win the Champions League, to be honest, if I could. Okay. Nutriman, do you think Caballero should be our keeper away against Barca, just in case it leads to penalties? I'm not. It's not. The only way it would lead to penalties is if it's 1-1 and goes to extra time. But I can't imagine the game going to penalties, to be honest. And let's be serious. You've got some pretty good penalty takers here with Hazard's, with Willian as well. Louise can take a penalty. Aspilicueta, he's looking like he's actually cool when it comes to taking penalties as well. So I'd feel confident of our chances in moments like that. Okay, what other ones? Ajli Sal Nini, tell us about your sex life. It's kind of lit, I'm not going to lie. It's going pretty well, thanks for asking. Nathaniel Evelard, hey Nini, who do you think would be a replacement for Courtois if he leaves? Allison, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I watched the game yesterday against Shakhtar. That save he made at the end, that was such a world-class save from point blank range, especially having that much strength and power in your hands. So when you're already on the floor, you're diving down and you're directing the ball away from you at the same time as well. And I mean, it really was a world-class save, and this guy can play out from the back too. Fantastic shot stopper. From what I've seen, looks good aerially when it comes to collecting balls from set pieces. And I think his distribution is good too. I mean, Brazil, I mean, Alisson and Edison, I mean, they're really starting to do bits now internationally. SP Danker, what about Florian Thauvin? Or do you have doubts he's willing to tamper with his career when he... No, I think, I mean, we all know that Thauvin's always been seen as a new Ribéry. Maybe he needed that consistency playing for a good team to get the form. I don't care what he did at Newcastle. I mean, so many players have done pull out one club and do well at another one. He's been doing very well recently since he's been in France these past couple of years. Plus, he plays on the right and has a threat with cutting inside on his left. I do know that the club have been scouting him, I've been told. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, he's definitely on the club's radars. I'm not saying they're targeting him to sign, but of course they're scouting him. They're looking at what he can do. So, I mean, yeah, he's a good player. Okay. Yeah, that sex live question was kind of mad, not gonna lie, but I know that Ajay Sao, he always, he leaves a lot of nice comments, and I think he sent super chats before, so obviously, I appreciate that. So it's just a bit of fun, so it's not too deep. Okay. Ooh. Lucas Bolt, is that your real name, Lucas Bolt? Do you think Musonda has a future with Chelsea? Honestly, you guys, when it's coming to loan players and players in the loan army, I'm getting more pessimistic every single day now. It's hard. I really don't know, to be honest. I really don't know. I mean, there's no way in hell doing anything for Celtics and to boost your chances at Chelsea. I don't know why he went to Celtic. Baffles me. I don't know. I really don't get why he went to Celtic, to be honest. Well, I mean, we'll see. I mean, again, I don't know why Rodgers didn't start him in this game. He came on in the 70th minute, but you're not improving as a player playing in a league like that. So, I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, again, the club does make it hard to get better clubs, because a lot of these clubs, they want the option to buy you at the end of your loan spell, or they don't want to pay all of your 45,000 a week wages for a guy that's only going to be here for a few months. So, we do bottleneck some of the clubs that these guys can go to. So, it's annoying. Vin Diesel or Jason Statham? I'll probably go for Vin Diesel. He's a bit of a geek. I'm a bit of a geek too. So, yeah. Okay. Sideshow Bob Nini. I'm curious, who in your opinion is Chelsea's greatest ever player? Oh, that is a really hard one. For a long time, I've always thought Zola was. But obviously, that was when I was younger. For me, it's between Lampard and Drogba, in my opinion. It's a hard one to answer. I think he's become top three for me now. Hazard, Drogba and Lampard. That's a battle for the best player at Chelsea, in my opinion. I think Hazard needs to get a look in because he's been here long enough. And he's single-handedly been the reason why we've won leagues. Let's be serious. Without him, none of this would have happened. So, and big game performance is very good too. So I think that he definitely deserves to have a look in now. He's been here, nearly 6 years now? 5 years? So I think it's about time. Atalanta fans were making monkey chants and Mitchell today, and he responded brilliantly on his Twitter. Oh really? You know what? Send me a link to Twitter in the not the super chat, in the chat, so I can copy and paste that. It's disappointing, but when it comes to racism, I think really all you can do is just maybe threaten these clubs, even though it's not necessarily the club's fault because you can't control what the fans do. Unfortunately, you have to kind of use those type of bullying tactics because you need to put fear in these fans from, that will make them realise they have to be more responsible with what the stupid, racist shit they're saying. So yeah, I mean, it is disappointing to hear. It's a societal problem. Football's never going to change that, but I mean, if these clubs get punished, even though it's not necessarily their fault, that's going to make these idiots think once or twice about, making monkey chants or abusing people. So I think It's going to have to be like that, in my opinion. Joe Tweedy, man like Joe. Biggest position of need for this summer? I'm going for the right wing. I feel I want to see someone, after all these years, I want to see a naturally left-footed player on the right-hand side, because I just feel that I would, first of all, one, it would make Moses' life much easier, because too often the play is too slow on the right-hand side. If someone could cut inside, relieve the pressure from Moses, Moses doesn't have to dribble past two people that are standing stationary and making his life even harder. If we made more space for Moses to run at people and stretch the play by having someone in the half spaces cutting inside, it's going to make us much more fluid and much more efficient. And I've got a super chat from Gotti Reyes. Thank you, bro. And I need to say thank you because I realised afterwards someone told me that you did send me a super chat for a match review I did. So thanks a lot for sending me that. It means a lot. You really help support the channel a lot, man. And yeah, I really appreciate that, man. And thanks for the support. Yeah, I'll keep the content up. Like I said, I'll probably have to do an all-nighter to make sure this tactics video is finally good for YouTube so I don't get no more content IDs. But yeah, thank you, Gotti Reyes, man. And thanks for the previous one. Like I'm saying, you guys, if any of you want your questions prioritized, or you just want to support the channel, send a super chat helps. Or if you're on your iPhone and you obviously have no super chat button, in the link in the description below is a PayPal link. Click on that. It's literally just the same. It's just as quick. And obviously, yeah, I can prioritize your question. Because I'm only going to be here for another 45 minutes. And man needs to keep it moving. Okay, Draza, 2018 and still racist monkey chants in the stands. Yeah, I know. Go watch Black Panther. Yeah, I think that's the last film those guys are going to see, to be honest, you know. Christian Valadez, favourite beer. My favourite beer is Peroni. I like my... You know what? Probably my favourite beer is Peroni, but the best ever beer I had, it was when I was in Munich, in the beer gardens there, and they had this one beer, yeah, and it was like God's like creating the perfect pint in heaven or something. It was ridiculous because, like, you know, with beer you get that yeasty aftertaste when you drink beer, and like this didn't have any aftertaste, and it's like it was like so light. It tasted so good. To this day, I still don't know what I was drinking, but I must have had like 6 or 7 pints, and this was like the massive, you know, 2-pint glasses too. So, I mean, I definitely need to find it. Aki found, yep, you're literally a stupid guy, and yep, gonna get removed. Okay. And yep. Okay, stupid guy. But we will talk. I will give some clap back if I see some nonsense on here. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, Paul, Sarri or Enrique, who would you rather have? Probably go for Sarri. You know, I mean, I know Napoli went out. I don't really think they cared as much. I think their emphasis is winning the league finally. So I think Europa League would have been a distraction that they don't really care about, because if they win the league, they'll still get in the Champions League regardless. And I think winning the league to the people in Naples and in Napoli means much more than winning the Europa League. So yeah, I think Sarri would be a great one. What else? What else? Mohit, is there any young player who has got the vision and dribbling of Hazard? Well, you know what? I keep saying this guy was Boga for me. He was the best player in the youth academy. He was the most effective one. He was playing all the passes. He was making those Hazard-like dribbles all the time. He was always the guy that was the reason why we won big games too. I remember when we won our first youth Champions League final, he made 2 assists in that game. So, again, I feel sorry for him. I mean, I don't know. I feel he's just been picking the wrong clubs to go on loan to, really. I think that's been the major thing. So, but for me, in terms of that ability, he was the most, you know, he looked like Hazard to me more than, you know, your Macindas and players like that. Replacement for Fabregas. Ooh, if Fabregas ever left, I'd just look to using Ruben, to be honest, if that was the case. Okay. Yeah, that Aki found guy. I mean, first of all, I'm guessing it's a troll account because Nathan Aki's mixed race, so there's no way, you know what I mean. I think he's just being a stupid troll, but I think I've seen one of his dumb comments beforehand anyway. So you know, again, it's kind of pathetic. I'm not gonna lie. You can't be a grown ass man and talk shit like that. Like, why? What benefits is that really getting? It's just so weird. And you can imagine he's that type of guy laughing, thinking, "Oh, I pissed off Nini." Come on, man. Like, get some priorities, bro. Like, what are you really doing with life? Come on. Okay, Joe. Some recent drama about Chelsea YouTube. Maybe a few shots at podcasters. General thoughts. Maybe. Oh, you need to send me a text now so I can fully get what you mean. Do you mean what I've been saying? No, it's not even that. I just feel that I'm seeing something. Maybe I'm being paranoid. I mean, I'm probably being stupid in my head, to be honest. But sometimes I get the impression that maybe some of my points are used. Not as if, you know, it's not like I'm putting a copyright on my opinions. I can't do that. But sometimes I feel that a lot of people, maybe, not a lot, but a few times I've seen stuff that maybe I think I might have inspired people. And I think as well, not only that, I think maybe with certain tactical videos, there's just this emphasis on rushing everything out without doing it properly. And I kind of feel like if you decide to make tactics videos, like, you know, you're supposed to do them properly. Like, you're supposed to take your time. You're supposed to watch the game again afterwards. You know, you're supposed to do all that stuff to make sure you've analysed everything and you can say every single point. And a lot of ones I'm seeing, you know, I think maybe because people are realising there's definitely a market now in terms of views. There's a lot of money to be made. Obviously, with YouTube, the quicker you release something, then obviously the easier it is to earn more from that. But I just think that, you know, with a tactical video, it's just a disservice to your viewers because in a way you are getting away with it because most of them won't know any better. But I just don't see, if you're in that type of like educational YouTube, like, you know, part, I don't know why you'd focus on rushing stuff instead of taking your time to really educate people. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's typical though, to be honest. Okay. SB Duncan, now don't even waste your time reporting Aki found. Honestly, it's just best to ignore the guys, to be honest. Don't waste your time. Prince Daddy, can we win the Champions League? If we beat Barcelona, I think we can win it. I don't think there's any reason why we couldn't. I can't see why the squad wouldn't be confident in feeling they could. But yeah, I definitely think that we have a chance. What else? But yeah, you guys, real talk, everyone, just please ignore the Aki guy. Just don't waste your time worrying about him. If he does find a way to troll, I'm literally going to ignore it. I think we should all do that. I mean, it was even stupid me even bringing it up in the first place, to be honest. So yeah. And, okay. The people stealing content. But yeah, okay, Mohit, Nini, what's your opinion on Bellerin slamming Arsenal Fan TV and calling them fake fans? Disgraceful. Young players nowadays have no love for the fans. Now, that's a very interesting question. That is a very good one. Because here's the thing, I like to be objective now. Let's see it from Bellerin's perspective, because I really think when it comes to stuff like this, too often we don't care about the perspectives of people. So it's obviously through their perspective is when you can understand their mindset. And I think if you're Bellerin, maybe you've seen certain videos where, you know, let's say they're personal attacks, you know, your hair, questioning your professional attitude because you maybe, you know, you like fashion and the arts in your private life. You know, yeah, you can criticize them, but at the same time, I feel too many of these fan channels or these football people, they tend to criticize without context or without being objective, and it just devolves into personal attacks and attacking their, you know, their professional ability. And I think that doesn't help. So if you're Bellerin and you're seeing something from someone that you're thinking, well, he doesn't understand maybe why I couldn't attack as much in this game because of the tactical system or because of my opponent, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm not going to, you know, all I'm hearing is negativity from people that don't really understand what they're talking about. And I think Bellerin in his head probably isn't really believing the fact that Arsenal Fan TV are only doing it for the money, because of course not. They give a fan to the people at the stadium and to fans. You know, I've been outside Arsenal Fan TV. I've seen what happens. You're not getting interviewed to be allowed to come on to have your say. Anyone and everyone can come on. That's not Arsenal Fan TV's fault if someone says something stupid. You know, he gives that platform, and respect to them. Whether you say something silly or stupid, they still put it up there. Like, for example, I remember Chelsea Fan Channel. That's probably the only fan channel I know that used to be very selective with videos that they would release online. So, you know, in a way, I appreciate that Arsenal Fan TV kind of keep that purity in a sense, but I definitely think Bellerin was being very cynical with his response. And I think, here's the thing, when people think of Arsenal Fan TV, let's be serious, you just think of Troops and DT. That's the honest truth. I know, obviously, you know, the owner, Robbie, obviously owns it. But when people think of Arsenal Fan TV, you think of those guys because they get all the views and everything. So it's easy to think why he's being more cynical. Now, to me, when Bellerin is saying that, I think mostly he's talking about Troops and DT. Or probably DT more than Troops, to be honest. But I mean, at the same time, you know, if you criticize some of these guys on, you know, without any context, or it's a personal attack, we're all human beings, you know. We all, you know what I mean? We all bleed the same. We've once all had diarrhea once, you know what I mean? It's like, it's natural for people to have, you know, like, visceral reactions to stuff, you know what I mean? So I think if you dish it out, you've got to be able to take it. But I don't know. But another thing with Bellerin, though, I was hoping you were going to ask me about this leaked phone call conversation, because I kind of think that cab driver was taking the piss. Now, what I'm thinking is the case is the fact that Bellerin was probably on the phone to probably his agent or something like that, because the way he's talking, he's saying this piece and he's saying, Now, the cab driver probably pretended that he never knew who he was. Bellerin's thinking he's in his own privacy, he can say whatever he wants. But this guy's secretly recording what he's saying. So, I mean, it's just the reality of football. I mean, if we really knew what all these guys are really saying behind the scenes, I mean, I think a lot of people would be upset. But it's just the reality, to be honest. Okay. Okay, what else is there? Sarah Mash, Regme, Nini, your thoughts on Newman's analysis? Honestly, I think he rushes things too much instead of taking his time with videos, to be honest. Okay, Mohit. Okay, I answered that one. What race am I? Oh, bro, you kept asking the same question, but why you want to know so bad? I'm mixed race, but my mum's from Ghana and my dad's from England, so I'm half Ghanaian, half English. Okay, what other questions? Zaki Ali, why are you so confident that we can win at the Camp Nou? Because I think we should have won at home to stand a chance. Honestly, I don't know. I think we've got a chance. I mean, let's be serious. Most times we played against Barcelona, it usually comes down to refereeing decisions that affect what we can do in games. Let's be serious. So, and we end up scoring, I think, more goals at the Camp Nou than we do playing against them at home. I mean, we've never beaten Barca more than 1-0 at home before. Every time we've scored more goals, it's been away at the Camp Nou, where we have scored 2. So I'm thinking we can get a 2-2 draw at Barcelona. If we do that, then we go through. So I'm feeling confident. Sideshow, Nini, what's your thoughts on Amadou Diarra as a player, the guy from Napoli? I think he's a Conse type of player. Honestly, I think he is a Conse type of player as well, because he has that passing range and ability, plus his height. And I think he's very good technically. I mean, I do sometimes get these Busquets vibes from Diarra when I see him. And I mean, it's no surprise to me that Barcelona have been scouting this guy a lot over the years, because again, it's natural for a club to want to look for successes, you know what I mean? So he's a very interesting player, I must say. Oh, a PayPal. Oh, nice. Einar, thanks a lot, bro. Thanks for that donation, means a lot. Thank you for all Chelsea Star 11. Spot on what I was asking and spot on with the pronunciation. I got it right. Thorns Dyson, I can't forget that now. Okay, so when the P looks like that, it's pronounced Th. Einar Thorns Dyson. Perfect. Thanks a lot for that donation, man. It means a lot. And I mean, to be honest, you're doing too much, man. Honestly, I really appreciate it though. But yeah, thank you. Thanks for that. Okay, what other questions? You guys, I'm on here for 30 more minutes and then I have to keep it moving because I need to get back to trying to fix this video. It's annoying. You know what? I'm actually curious though, you guys. Let me ask you this. Now I'm thinking, yeah, I do want to get back to working on Patreon. Why did I say it like working on Patreon? No, I mean, I do want to revamp the Patreon page, but I'm thinking of doing this. Now, the tactical videos is very annoying because how do you ban people even? You know what? I think for the next one, I need to get a moderator for the chat. I think that would be good to have, to be honest. But I mean, honestly, I'm not even mad. This guy's just trolling. I don't know why he's, you know what I mean. It's just kind of weird now. Actually, I just want to see how stupid his comments are. So I'm just gonna leave it here. Okay. But yeah, I was thinking this. With these tactical videos, if it wasn't for always struggling all the time with having to fight this content ID thing, because recently, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, I did actually get a strike on the channel for that Emerson Palmieri compilation video I did. I don't get how other channels are allowed to do them, but then when I do it, it's always an issue. But again, it's a strike. It's going to last for 3 months. You know, it gets me worried, especially whenever I use footage. I mean, that's been the main reason why it's taken me so long to use footage. But, I mean, you can never really trust what's going to happen. So I was thinking this. Let's say I was to release these tactical videos if you're a Patreon subscriber. So let's say you paid a tenner a month or 15 a month. You'd get access to every single... For every single game, you'd get a tactical video where you would get 1080p crisp footage. Because that means I don't have to worry about using filters or editing, because I don't have to worry about the FA sending content strikes, because I'll be emailing it to you straight away. I would be able to use more footage. Plus, I would be able to make a longer video as well with more content. And the thing is, you'd get the ultimate video and you get access to all those videos every single month. And you get them quickly. And then what I'd do then is I'd upload that same video again on YouTube later on, but it would be completely different. I'd use much less footage. It would be much shorter than the ones you'd get. Plus, the image quality would be poor and I'd have to use filters on top of the clips I'm using. But I wanted to know in the comment section, what do you guys think about that? If I was to release like these tactical videos where it wasn't, you know, in perfect quality with a lot of footage, a lot more depth, would that be something that you'd be interested in? Let me know, because I'm really thinking for Patreon, you know, I want to offer a service, and I think, you know, you guys see I'm trying to improve the quality. I've got the green screen and everything. I feel that if I had no restrictions from YouTube, I can make something much more visually better. I can use more footage and I can go in even more depth. So let me know in the comment section if that's something you'd be interested in. Okay, where does the name Nini come from? From TrueBlue9877. Well, my name's okay. Okay, now my name in Ghanaian, because Ni is a Ghanaian name, it means prince, but my actual name is John Ni. Now there's a bit of a funny story, because on the birth certificate, I don't know how my parents got this wrong, but it sums up my life and my family, to be honest. I was supposed to be called Ni John Croxford, but then it came out as John Ni Croxford because of an error. And yeah, that's really it. So Ni just means prince in Ghanaian, and I'm called Nini because that's always been my nickname given to me when you know, when I was a kid from my parents. They always called me Nini. So, and then I got inspired by Spencer FC. I thought, let me just add a football club at the end. And yeah, that's how I became Nini FC, and that was it really. Okay, yeah, it's cool, man. Personally, I wouldn't be able to do that and have actual subscription costing money. Oh yeah, that's fair enough. Because the thing is, I would release that video to YouTube later, but of course, you know, it would take more time because I'd have to fight past this stupid content ID thing all the time. You know, because you know how annoying it can be. Most times it's like, oh, from 7 minutes and 28 seconds to 7 minutes and 40 seconds, it's being flagged that you know, you're using footage you're not supposed to use. But then the thing is, you can edit that, and then another one will pop up later. So it does get inconsistent. How much would you have to donate on Patreon? Now that's the thing. I don't want nothing crazy, but I'm thinking something like this. I'm thinking either £10 or £15 a month to get every single video. That will come straight up, you know, straight the next day. You get it beforehand. You get footage throughout the entire video. You get a longer video and you get a higher quality. And I'm thinking, so if you wanted to pay less and still get access, let's say in a month you have 5 games in a month. Someone paying a tenner a month would get all 5. Someone paying, I don't know, a fiver would get 2. That's how I'm thinking it would work, to be honest. Josh Banks, bro, don't even worry about it, honestly. Like, that's the thing. I'm going to release that video later on in the future. It's just for the people that want maybe something, you know, just better quality and just more content, to be honest. Justin DeRocker, do I have any siblings? Yes, I've got a sister, and she's working at the BBC now. She just got a job there. She did graduate from Cambridge. She is very smart, and I'm proud of her. You know, she's doing well in Cambridge. She had an offer to work for the Financial Times on a you know, internship as well. But yeah, I mean, she's basically set now. So yeah, she's basically set. Okay, what's all these bomber clouds? What else? Andrew Langan, thank you, Andrew, for the PayPal donation. Thanks a lot for that. Okay, Andrew Langan's question: do you think top young players should go straight into the first team and develop by getting starts against weaker teams or in cup competitions, or having long-term loans with the opportunity to start like Christensen did? That's a great question, and this is the thing. You know, I can prioritize more time to that question now. Okay, now I think for the top upper echelon in our players, like, you know, your Hudson-Odois, your Ampardus, your Dujon Sterlings, I feel that it benefits them more to stay with the first team squad and get games every season. So let's say you're 18, you get to play 10 games in a year, and you're 19, you're getting 18 to 25, and so on and so on, because that way you get used to the system, you improve more because you're playing with a better quality of player, plus obviously that added confidence from the manager, showing that they rate you and believe in you, will give you the confidence to perform and really express yourself when you play. I really feel the loan army, or the loan system, is good for your guys like your Izzy Browns and your Palmers, where it's up to them what they can do. And really, it's like let's say one other out of every 20 players becomes a top player thrown into that loan system, then I think that you're getting a free player that's very good for nothing. And I think that way, because I mean, there's levels to how good these players are. I think you have your upper echelon, your good to decent players, and your average players. And I don't think that all 3 of those tiers of players should be put in the same category when it comes to their development, because it's just not good enough. Especially, there's so many bottlenecks in terms of the club not, you know, you got to pay high wages because the club decided to put all these guys on massive contracts. I mean, Basunda on 45k a week. I mean, that's a lot of money for, you know, someone his age. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, this guy was making, what, 60k since he was 17 years old. Andreas Christensen was on 25,000 a week since he was a teenager as well. I mean, crazy amounts of money. And I feel that sometimes, let's say you are a better club, you're not necessarily, you know, you're not going to be able to really get that type of development and care that you actually need. And I just think that it's about time that Chelsea prioritised keeping the very best with the first team and letting them grow over the years. Just put some of your good to average players in the loan system, because that way you can prioritise more time for them, because now you're not wasting as much time looking for loan clubs for these guys. And then with the average players as well, they either stay with the youth team for another year, or you move them on. I think that's the best thing to do in my opinion. Okay. Okay. So I got a question on my thing. The proper Chelsea slot versus non-proper Chelsea fans, and also people 100% sealing consent. Yep. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people are actually starting to tell me that they think that you know, people are stealing content and getting inspired and stuff. So I mean, that definitely is something. And is my audio okay, you guys? Is there like a bit of a delay with my audio? I hope that hopefully there's not. Okay. Okay, what are the questions, you guys? Sorry about that. Like I'm saying, yep. Tottenham, Hale, Ranger FC. Yeah, I am Ghanaian. But you know what? I look like I'm from everywhere. No one really knows where I'm from. So, like, you know, it's actually so peak. Like, anytime I used to go Chinese takeaway, this woman would always think I was half Chinese all the time. Actually, couldn't deep that I was, like, you know, half Ghanaian and that. I think it's the eyes, to be honest. I think that's what throws people off. And when I was in Egypt too, every guy thought I was like a Muslim brother. You know what I mean? They kept speaking Arabic to me, and I was like, I mean, I wish I could speak Arabic, you know, but nah, it wasn't to be. Audio's fine. Okay, good. Nini, do you think this channel has the same potential as Arsenal Fan TV? Damn, that's a question and a half. Honestly, nah. Arsenal Fan TV isn't my aspiration. Again, the beautiful thing of all this stuff is that every channel kind of has their own thing going for them. Now, Arsenal Fan TV are more about, you know, the fan side, you know, the fan aspect, interacting with the fans having their say. I'm more about wanting to do like the geeky stuff with football, you know, like the nerdy stuff on tactics and you know, news and things like that. And I've noticed something that when I look at, let's say my channel, let's say 100% Chelsea's channel, our audience seems to be very different. I don't think too many of you guys, I know if some of you guys do watch them, but a lot of the guys that watch 100% Chelsea, they don't come and watch my stuff because I don't see any of them in the comment section. So to be honest, I think I'm okay with that. And I think it really just shows you that, again, with the wealth of options out there, people can decide what type of content they want to see. And I think, yeah, I think that's the best thing, to be honest. But I mean, I'm hoping in the future it can get bigger. But again, you guys, I've only done this for a year and a bit. I haven't been around for that long. So I think to get like nearly 22,000 subs is a decent start. I'm hoping by the time the next season starts, hopefully I'm past 30k. That's my aspiration. Yeah, exactly. Arsenal Fan TV is for having a laugh. I mean, of course they have a lot of serious content there with their podcast and other stuff. But I think the general person goes there for the entertainment. And I think that's what attracts so many, you know, characters to want to have their say on the channel. You know, Arsenal Fan TV aren't telling these guys to come on. They decide to go there themselves, you know. So yeah, I mean, in a way, they kind of have everything. Okay, what other questions? You guys, real talk, I'm only here for the next 20 minutes. That I need to go because I need to make sure I get this video up. And yeah, I've got another PayPal donation. Thank you, Grant Burton. Thanks a lot for that. Appreciate that. Okay, now what's your question, Grant? What is your question? Let me see. Okay, come on, let me go back. Okay, Keep up the good work, mate. Do you think Steve Holland or Jody Morris will ever get a shot at head coach? Also, will you be coming to Australia for the pre-season? You know what? I would like to go to Australia. I know it's going to be in Perth. I know it's a beautiful city as well too. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, of course, it's going to cost a lot of money. To be honest, my summer is going to be kind of hectic. I mean, I've got the World Cup. I'm planning on doing a lot of World Cup videos. I'm going to Thailand and Malaysia for 2 weeks. That's going to be in May. And my friend is getting married. And we're going to Amsterdam for the stag do. So, and if my girl is watching this, obviously, I'm going to be on my best behaviour. Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere near the red light districts. I never do that anyway. So calm down. But actually, my girl has been getting so annoying when it comes to that. She keeps worrying all the time. Like, Like, as if I'm going to do the dirt, you know. CWP, I'm going to make my own channel and call it 100% Blue Lines TV. Hope nobody steals it. I mean, good luck with that, man. Imagine you did that, though. That would be pretty funny. I think I'd have to subscribe to that. Okay. But thank you, Grant. And, but yeah, obviously continuing your questions, sorry. Do you think Steve Holland or Jody Morris will have a shot at head coach? It's getting to the point now where I think Chelsea will have to seriously consider looking at these guys from above, from below, because, you know, how things tend to work is that after a year, the manager will move up to manager next year, and there's always, you know, job promotions within the club. And I feel it's getting to the point now where they'll have to be considered for the management role, because, I mean, with what the youth team are doing, it's not just the fact that it's the quality of the players that makes them dominate. I mean, you know, beating Feyenoord 5-2, it's coming down to the system and how they're coached. Let's not forget that. It's how these guys are coached and how they're told to play football that makes that elevates what they do. And I've always felt that with Chelsea, we have the foundations to be like the English version of Barcelona in terms of, you know, we develop our own niche players, like let's say how an Ajax do or a Barcelona do, and we can develop our own system of play in which to use them. And I think that it can work, you know. Again, that's the type of bravery I like to see happen in the future. I think in the long term, yeah, we might sacrifice 2 to 3 years, but then we'd be good for the next 10 to 20. I think that's what we need to do, to be honest. But yes, thank you, Grant Burton, for that super chat. I mean, for the PayPal donation. Thanks for that. Okay. What other questions? Oh, he's from Thailand. Oh. Damn. Okay. Only Cleat people visit Thailand. Oh, that was why. I don't get why I keep blocking this guy, but I'm just going to have to ignore it. It's getting too long. What other questions? Nini, are you going to get high? Nini doesn't get high. I only get high off football, you guys. Sideshow Nini, in your opinion, will Ampadu get loaned out in the summer to the wrong club? Jeez, I hope Ampadu doesn't get loaned out. I feel that he's really benefited since he's joined Chelsea, and this is what I mean. Let these guys, let them slowly over the years, you know, grow within the club. They'll become better players for it. I mean, I can't see what he'd learn playing for a Sunderland, to be honest, or playing for a West Brom. Yeah, more experience, I guess, but I feel it's coming to the point now where we've got a lot of older defenders now in Louise and Kale. I can see Zuma and Ampadu replacing them. I think it's time to look to these guys and just keep them within the squad, because with Ampadu, he's flexible. You've got a guy that can play in midfield and he can play in defence. And I feel that instead of letting these loan clubs decide his fate and where he plays, I mean, Nathan Ake was an example. He was a defensive midfield player. His first loan moves to Watford, where he's played as a left back. And then later on for Watford, he's playing as and Bournemouth, he's playing as a defender. Now, that wasn't the club. I mean, of course, he has played in those positions before for the club. But then, ideally, when we did loan him out last year to Bournemouth, we wanted Ake to play as a midfield player. And that wasn't the case. And this is what I mean. You're giving the responsibility to the loan clubs to really decide the fate of these players' careers. And I just feel that it's time to keep some of these guys within the squad. Let them, you know, find a role with how you want to use them. And then, if you want to send them on loan, then send them on loan. Because here's the thing, let's say Ake never went to Watford and he went to a team that used him in midfield. We wouldn't be seeing Ake in defence anymore. So I think, you know, that's how I'm seeing it. Okay, Joe, holding midfielder or centre-back, long-term, assuming we go back to the glory days of 4-3-3. Now, Joe's asking me, Ampadu, do I feel he's best as a holding midfielder or centre-back? Honestly, I kind of think as a centre-back, I think he's got a very competitive side. He likes to fight for the ball. I feel that technically, do I think he's good enough for midfield? I think, of course, he's good technically, but I think, you know, in terms of dictating the game, I think really when we see Ampadu in midfield, we're seeing him for his defensive ability and his grit and his work rate. So I feel as a centre-back is probably the best position for him long term. Okay, Michael Angelo. Would you ever consider Douglas Costa for the right forward position? I mean, yeah, I mean, this guy is a guy that has a left foot. I mean, I remember before we signed Cuadrado, I was hoping we were going to bring in Douglas Costa, but again, we went for the guy that had more experience, and I don't know. It was annoying. Douglas Costa would have been a good signing here, but I mean, there's some other guys who are doing bits at Shakhtar. I mean, Marlos and I think Tyson. Remember Tyson? He was gonna come to Chelsea, and then and yeah, he decided to go to Shakhtar instead. I think he's looking decent. Wenger out, of course. It's that guy. Brahim Kadir Pogba. What? Prince Haddad. Have I been to Ghana? Of course, I've been to Ghana a few times. I'm hoping to go there maybe next year. Okay, Josh Banks. What do you think about switching Willian to the left and Hazard to the right? Because Hazard has a good left foot. Honestly, I wouldn't keep them there, but I would allow them to interchange positions. So I think that's what Conse's been doing a lot more during the second half of this season, because we're seeing Hazard, like the game against West Brom, the goals on the left-hand side. Willian, he's got a goal threat now. We're seeing him cutting inside from the left-hand side. I just think allowing them to have that freedom to swap positions with themselves is I think it's fair for everyone, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to definitely have to have Joe on another stream in the future, so you guys expect that to happen, probably in March. Okay. What other questions? You guys, I'm here for the next 10 minutes, then I gotta go. Now's your time. If you want a question prioritized or anything, send me a super chat or send me a PayPal donation, and I'll prioritize your question before I have to go. So yeah, I'm only here for the next 10 minutes and then I gotta go. And also it helps support the channel as well. What's my favorite rapper? That's a hot. When it comes to my favorite anything, I'm really hard. I don't have one favorite thing. I really don't. I don't know. I mean, what rapper would I really listen to no matter what they released? Maybe I'd probably say Drake. I wouldn't say he's my favorite, but I mean, he's someone that I pay attention to. Everyday Monday, favorite youth team. Mine is, my favorite youth team is the 14-15 season team. That's going to be the best youth team we ever produced for a long time. You know, I mean, so many complete players. Marlos looks good, but he's 29. Yep, and exactly. He is getting old. Pavan Barbara, what will happen with Berger next year? I mean, who knows? I think Berger needs to have another good preseason, and hopefully that will get some people thinking within the club. If not, they're going to have to let him leave to obviously develop and improve his career. Okay. Okay, what other questions? What other ones? Okay, alright, Aki. Alright, you know what? It's not... Just stop the trolling stuff again. You know what I mean? It's definitely just trolling. You know it is. You know there's no point. Like, it's just here. People want to ask questions and stuff. You know what I mean? Just keep it at that. CWP Nini, do you think the manager should adapt to the squad, or should the squad adapt to the manager? I think the manager should always adapt to the squad, to be honest, in my opinion. I think too often when managers try to force players to do something that they're not suited to or they don't complement, that's when you end up getting shit seasons. So I think, should Hudson-Odoi go on loan? Definitely not. No. He needs to stay within the club. This is what I mean about keeping your very, very top, 1% players within the club, giving them game time over the years. So by the time they're 20-21, they're ready to start challenging for a first team spot. I don't want him to... I mean, if Hudson-Odoi left... I mean, again, if Hudson-Odoi left, he'd have to leave on a permanent... If he left on loan, he'd be going to teams that wouldn't get the best out of him. I don't want to see Hudson-Odoi in the Championship. I'll make this example. If you see Sancho at Dortmund, yeah, the guy's playing games now. Now, do you think Sancho's a better player than Hudson-Odoi? No. Do I think they're pretty... I think maybe Hudson-Odoi is a bit better in terms of, obviously, his goal threat, but they are in that same tier of quality. And I think that already, at 17, Sancho's shown that he can play in the Bundesliga and he can play for Dortmund. And I just think that with how our loan system works, No way in hell would Hudson-Odoi get a club in the same quality as a Dortmund on loan. It wouldn't happen unless he left on a permanent, because those clubs don't waste their time with loan signings like that. So I feel that it's best for him to stay with us and just let him improve over the years. And by the time he's 19, 20, which is like what, another 2 years away, which is crazy to think about, you could have a very special player. Castillo up next. Yep, Joe Tweedy again raves about him. He's a guy that's definitely improved a lot more. Joe was saying before that, when we had Patrick Van Aanholt, he looks like he looks more developed at his age compared to him. And I feel that, I think he's going to be that wild card that's going to end up playing for a good team that no one expected. I'm very impressed with him. What race am I? I swear I've answered this already. Football after. I'm mixed race. Does Hudson-Odoi deserve a PL start? Well, I think whenever he's played, I think he's looked pretty good, to be honest. Ian O'Connell, Grime or Rap? You know what? That's a hard one. I mean, I do like some of my Grime, I'm not going to lie, but I'm not like fanatical about it. I'm not going to listen to Bear. I do like Rap. I'll say I probably like Rap more than Grime, to be honest. Okay, Nini, you asked me to DM you about an ACL injury last week. I messaged you under my name. Thank you, Lat Khan. Thank you. I'm going to look at that after this stream then. Thanks for that. Like I'm saying, you guys, I'm going to be wrapping up soon. So if you want to support the channel, if you want a question prioritized and answered quickly, now's your chance. Send us a super chat donation or a PayPal donation. £1 or £2, nothing crazy. But yeah, if you want your question prioritized, because I am going to be moving pretty quickly now. Will Emerson ever overtake Alonso? I'm starting to feel with Emerson that he's going to be a player that we're not going to see fully until next season, to be honest. I feel that, think about it like this, the season's nearly over. We've got important games coming up. No way is Conse going to take a risk with using Emerson when he hasn't worked with Emerson as long. Emerson's not used to the tactical system just yet. No way is he going to risk using him. And I feel that he's another investment signing in terms of the fact that he's there for next season. He's there for the long term. So, I mean, it'd be interesting to see. Do I listen to UK drill? Obviously I do, bro. Like, of course. That's what I mean. I listen to more UK drill than I do grime, to be honest. Okay. Femi. Drogba. Yep. Drogba. Jason Belgrave, what system would you use? For the second leg, I'd use the same system and approach we used in the first leg. Josh Banks, I've seen Castillo play the last time I was in England, and the guy was sick. He definitely deserves game time over Alonso and maybe Emerson. Maybe. I mean, again, he's someone where if he was to get a nice loan move, it'd be interesting to see what he could do. But I think he's got I don't know, there's a lot of potential with him, to be honest. Rollout reality. Don't you think we should have a former player in our coaching ranks like Lampard to have consistency in our type of football? Until the club decide what type of football they want, that's when we can start looking at people that complement that. I don't think they've fully decided just yet. And Lampard is with the under-18s. Under-18s, I'm not going to be surprised to see him taking over the under-18s next season. And then Jody Morris moving up to, take over the development team. Which Castillo? It's the Dutch guy, Castillo. He plays at left wing back for the Chelsea youth team. What's your favourite supercar? Ooh, I like my Lamborghinis. Troublesome 9877. Which would you rather fight? 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? Ooh. I'd probably just say 1 duck-sized horse. Actually, that's pretty big. You know, I think I could survive 100s. I think I could survive 100s, No, duck size, yeah, I think I could survive. Oh, no, I'd take 1 horse-sized duck, to be honest. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Jaded Silver to me is better than Castillo. But it lets you know how much talent there is. Hi, Nini. I sent you... Oh, thanks for that, bro. Let me see. Thanks for that. Yeah, I need to start double-checking this stuff more. Okay. Okay, I'm refreshing the page. Okay, I don't think it's popped up just yet, bro. I think I need to wait a bit for it to come. I'm not too sure. But thank you, Bernardo, for that PayPal. Let me see if it's come up now, so I can answer your question. Nah, it hasn't popped up yet. Maybe double check to see if it's sent through. I think you might have to do that. CFC Anuj, if we play like how we did on Tuesday, will we kill Man United? Yes, we will do that. And honestly, if we have a positive approach against United, then it tells me that Conse is willing to change, and it looks like there could be a more exciting future for us in terms of how we attack as a team. So it would be interesting to see that. Okay, Hazard or Neymar? Oh, probably have to go for Hazard. Come on. The Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin? Probably The Rock. Let me see. Has your question come through? Let me see. Hey, Bernardo, I think you might have to double check to see if your PayPal went through, because I don't think it has. It hasn't popped up yet. Like I'm saying, you guys, I'm going to be moving soon, so it's your last chance. If you want your question prioritized, send a super chat. Do all that. You already know the deal. Sanchez is a poor man's Hazard. Do you think Kale will leave? I'm thinking he is going to leave. I think the age he's at too, at what, 32, 33. I think the club, I think they'll be okay with letting him go, to be honest. Nathaniel, sadly, I wasn't a Chelsea fan when we won the UCL in 2012. But Nini, what was your reaction when we won? You know what? Because I was at the game, I'm not going to lie. It took me a few weeks to process that we won. Because like with things like that, the anticipation is so crazy. You wait for so long for this game to happen. You're watching it. And then it's like, it's just over. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it takes me a while to really process what happened. So I think it was the first time I saw my dad cry, because I went with him. But obviously manly tears, you know what I mean? He wasn't like, ugh. It was nothing, no bitch tears. Only manly tears here, you get me? Okay, SB Danker, what are your opinions on George McEachran? I think he looks good. This is what I mean. If we had our own philosophy, like that Barcelona style, not in terms of copying them, but having our own style within the club, guys like George McEachran can prosper, you know? I feel in modern day football, with how this emphasis on midfield is all about being strong physically and not being good on the ball, this is why guys like him are struggling a bit. I think Charlie Colgate is another example. I think if he was in a different country, I think this guy's playing more at a higher level. But I just think that, you know, that's what I mean. So that's annoying. But yeah. Okay. Okay. Diego Consta. Consta, Jesus Christ. What advice would you give to Morata to stop being the next Torres? Well, I don't think he's played enough really to be called that just yet. I think that, again, I've always said with Morata, I was always going to wait until next season, because I knew already his finishing was poor. I knew he was a confidence player. He was always going to need that time and patience before he can really settle into things. So I think, you know, this is what I mean. I think in football, it's okay for us to think a bit long-term at times, you know. I think he can come good. He's got some nice attributes in his game. I think when he has that confidence instilled, and with more consistency in game time, I think that he can only become a better player. So let's not give up hope just yet. I know, you know, football's, with the money involved and the pressure these days, everything's so intense. But I think that, you know, it's okay to be a bit old school with our thinking, and, you know, try and be a bit patient with a lot of players. Nicholas Benedict Go. How long has the stream gone? I think it's been like 2 hours. So I'm literally going to be... Yeah, I need to end things now, to be honest. Did his PayPal question come through? That's what I'm waiting for, to find out if it's come through. Unless he has a different... I don't think it's come through. I haven't seen it. Yeah, Banana. Yeah, I don't think it's gone through, man. I don't even know if he's here, to be honest. But you guys, literally, I'll be going in the next 5 minutes. If anyone wants any questions answered. If you also want to support the channel, obviously got a PayPal there. If you're on your iPhone and you can't donate. And I've got, you know, obviously the super chat function as well. So I'll be going in the next 5 minutes, and then that's it. Maybe if I got more super chats, I might stay a bit longer. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah, honestly, YouTube's really annoying. I'm trying to block this guy, but it says remove, hide user on this channel and everything. But he keeps coming. I don't know. I don't know. Newcastle centre back. Yep, Lascelles. I just think it's probably a bit of agent talk. But I am a bit worried because there's this emphasis on looking at English players. And remember that video I released a few months ago around October about Marina's plans and stuff. You know, this emphasis on English talent is one of her plans as well, which I don't know. That'll be another story for another time, to be honest. But I think it'd be a complete waste of time. Would you like Bale on the right? Bale on the right, that is a massive risk because of his injury and his form. But he is a player that would complement that side. He'd be threatening on the counter-attack. He's got the goal threat from distance as well. Again, it's his injury though, and that's what I mean. But I think in terms of them being in the Premier League, I mean, you know, he was amazing in the Premier League. Maybe it could suit him a bit more, playing a bit more direct than Real Madrid and not having to be under Ronaldo's shadow. That would be an interesting one, but it's looking like potentially he could be going. And, you know, Real Madrid will definitely be spending money this summer. So there could be your James' leaving and your Bale's leaving. Okay. Okay, Chelsea Bus Company. Will we proceed to the CL quarterfinals? Wow. Again, I'll feel much more confident after our games against United and Man City. That's when I really get an idea of just how well we can do. Okay, how do you feel about Spurs are better than you? Better? I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, Spurs, if I'm to speak from an objective standpoint, I like what they're doing there. I think obviously too with you know, with Pochettino, he's got this thing where he's helped improve the players he has. You know, I've regularly said that I think that Harry Kane is like the Frank Lampard of strikers. I think that he's just getting better every year. I think Eriksen's become a world-class player now. If I'm being objective, and let's try and deep it now. What really is the difference between De Bruyne and Eriksen? If you really think about it, similar as to what's really the difference between Iniesta and Silva. I mean, here's the thing. Let's say you swap De Bruyne and Eriksen. Would Eriksen be seen as good as De Bruyne, or would De Bruyne be seen as worse than Eriksen? I kind of think they're stylistically the same. I think they're very similar. I think how they play the game is identical as well. And I think their work rate too. I think Pochettino's definitely helps improve Eriksen with that work rate and the pressing, and yeah, I think it's really interesting. Again, Tottenham, they don't really have necessarily the same budget as a lot of the bigger clubs, but it's a nice. I mean, Pochettino's been there what 3 years now, 4 years, doesn't spend as much yet they're still challenging for Europe, and they keep surprising me because I keep expecting every season to be the season where they flop, but it isn't happening. And to me, again, it's telling me he's improved the individual aspects of these players. And he's a very good manager. Okay. Oh, okay, Bernardo, thank you. Yeah, your PayPal message did come through. Thanks for that. Okay, what did you ask me? Thank you, Bernardo. Hi, Nini. Okay, this is a long one. Hi, Nini. Do you think we have the players to play the way City or Napoli do? I know this doesn't guarantee success, but I think it's a more sustainable long-term system. Yes, you're right there. Your thoughts? Okay. Okay. That's it. I think I told you to tweet Joe Tweedy because he's the guy that obviously lets me know about what books to get and what to look at. So, I mean, I'll ask him later tonight and then I'll DM you on Twitter to let you know what books to get to read, because I think, you know, I mean, again, that's what I mean. I want to get even better with my analysis on the game. You know, I need to start reading these books. I'm going to start doing them to really start to question my understanding on football and my ideas, and obviously just understand what's happening on the pitch a bit more. So it's only going to make it better for you guys too. Okay, and your question, I feel we do possess a lot of the players that would suit that style. I mean, again, we've got defenders that can play out from the back. And to think we barely played we barely paid any money for ball playing defenders. You've seen the market for ball playing defenders. I mean, City spent 110 million on two in Laporte and John Stones. You know, Akula Bali was being priced for 50 million. I mean, to be a top class ball playing defender where you're good technically and you can play out from the back, it's a premium. So I think we've got the advantage where we've got the position set up for free, so we wouldn't have to strengthen there. Conse, I feel Conse, when he's in his own half, I think he's good technically in terms of the fact that it's one touch, two touch. He can help get the ball to the more creative players, just not in the final third, you know what I mean? But he can set the tone in which to start the attacks. We've got Cesc Fabregas. I think he's very underrated. He can dictate a game. One of the best passers in the world. Plus, you've got your likes of your Williams and Hazards. We have a structure and foundation where it wouldn't be hard for us to adapt to that style. It really wouldn't cost that much money as well. Only a few players would be needed. But we already have a lot of these players that can do that. So I think, I'm hoping that's going to be the future in which our direction is going to go down to. Because as we saw, we were pressing Barcelona high. You know, if you're a top team now, you have to be able to press high. And obviously play in your opponent's half. And at times, a lot under Conse, we just haven't been doing that. But yeah, but again, Bernardo, thank you for that PayPal donation. I know I keep saying this, but you know what? I'm getting a lot of questions. Fuck it. I'll stay here for 10 more minutes, and then that's literally it. After 10 minutes, I'm ducking, I'm bouncing. I'm going to be gone then. So honestly, this is the last chance. If you want any questions prioritized, if you just want to support the channel or anything, now's the time to send a super chat or PayPal donation. And yeah, obviously it helps the channel, and I appreciate it. Quad CTJ1, what do you think about John Michel Seri? I mean, it would work, but with Seri, again, we'd have to play a more high-pressing, high-line, possession-orientated game, because Seri is an orchestrator. He's like a Xavi in a way in terms of how he dictates the game. I don't think these guys are extinct. I just think that managers just aren't brave enough to use that system. I think, you know, they still have their say in football today. But I just think that you can't sign a Seri if you want your midfield to run and play without the ball. You need to be commanding possession if you want him to do well. How can we stop Man City, Guardiola's Man City, similar to how we played against Barcelona? That's what I mean. So I need to see that. If I see us approach the City game like that, then I'm going to be even more confident for the Barca game. Do you cook? Yeah, of course I cook, bro. Of course. It's 2018, man. Josh Banks, similar to last week, you're going to stay on for 8 hours because you're too dedicated. And I don't know. I do like doing these QnA live streams and answering questions and stuff. Toby Alderweireld to Chelsea. Thoughts? That's by CFC Anuj. I just think it's his agent. Obviously, he's pissed off because I can't believe this guy's earning, what, 45k a week, which is nonsense. I can't see why the hell Spurs aren't giving him a crazy contract. I don't know why they have this antiquated wage structure at the club. It makes no sense. We don't need Toby Alderweireld. He's not going to upgrade the defence. Our defence is sorted. It's good for the next how many years now. We're good. So I really don't think we need it. Zaki Mahmood. You see on Twitter people saying we can't play Hazard at left wing because he doesn't have the work rate. In my opinion, he was defending in the Barca game. Yeah, he was doing that. I just think, I don't know, sometimes maybe we trigger ourselves. Maybe we read opinions on Twitter that are so silly. But it's like, we got to see these guys as like anomalies, you know, in terms of the fact that, you know, if something's just so crazy, it's not even worth your energy to waste time thinking about. What other ones, bro? Okay, what else? What other questions? Levy, yep. This is what I mean. When you prioritize business over football, then yeah, you know, you get that reputation for being a C-words. Nicholas Benedict go. Love that name. Conte needs 2 weeks to prepare to beat Barca, but he doesn't have the time. Small coach in a big club. You know what? I like to be objective. Honestly, Conte did everything tactically I was praying was going to be the case, and I wasn't expecting that. And obviously, that's why our performance was so good. So, again, we have to see what happens with City and United to really understand if Conte is doing new things or if it was circumstances. So, we'll find out. Everyday Monday, watch out for Tanguy and Dembele from Lyon, 21 years old. And it looks like the new Moussa Dembele with more end products. I know Joe Tweedy in particular really rates this guy and likes him a lot. We'll see what happens. I mean, we have a good relationship with Lyon. Maybe, personally, I think maybe for him it's best to stay there for the next year or two where he can really become a more important member in their first team. I think that would be interesting, but again, we'll definitely have our eyes out for him. Vidal thoughts, again, he's an alcoholic, costs a lot of money, and he's on the decline, so then Vidal's not needed. If Bayern Munich are getting rid of him, then it sums it up, doesn't it? Carluccio just lost 100 mil on Zynga Poker. Zynga? I've never heard of that. Okay, Mohamed Bilal, Nini, do you think Willian can play false 9? No, I don't, because I don't think Willian has good off-the-ball movement. And that's why he's never done as well on the right-hand side, because he doesn't know how to make runs in behind and you know, break the lines. I mean, in terms of playing in the final third. So, no, I don't think he'd do bits as a false 9. You guys, literally 5 more minutes and I'm literally going. Like, I'm not even going to say even longer. Like I'm saying, if you want your question prioritized or you want to, you know, obviously the PayPal link in the description below and send a super chat if you want. Dan CFC, how much longer do you think Willian will stay for? Well, with how the club works, if you keep performing, then you will get a year's extension. So I think if Willian continues his form to the end of the season, he'll definitely get a year's extension. Sinrivas Sakabanda, what do you think will happen when our owners leave Chelsea? I don't think that's going to happen, bro. And we just replaced them. That was the case. Do you watch American football? If so, who do you follow? By Corey Dickens? I don't. I want to get into it, but I don't even know how to. I mean, when I've watched the Super Bowl, I find it fascinating from a tactical aspect. It's kind of like the real life version of chess in terms of, you know, how all these plays are. And to even think that, you know, people got to go to university just to understand, you know, all these plays that need to be played and what to do in these right moments and situations, it is pretty fascinating. So maybe if you know any good, like, I don't know, NFL YouTube channels or something, maybe you can send me a link. I mean, I wouldn't mind looking into it. Okay, Ina Thornstyson, Ina Thornstyson, Nini, maybe you've answered this question. If so, don't worry about that. But whom do you want to captain us next season? I want Aspie, and then maybe Hazard can be our vice, and hopefully that will make him stay. Again, with Aspie, he's a leader, not in terms of him being vocal, because he's not, but it's his application. I've always felt, especially last year, and it's annoying that they've fallen out, but I thought Luis was just Chelsea captain material. He was the most vocal player. He was telling Aspie and Cahill, especially Cahill, where to go. He led the defence really well. He communicated especially really well with Matic and Conse. And yeah, in every big game, he made sure he stepped up. And remember, this guy was playing with an injury throughout the second half of the season. So, in my opinion, I just felt Luis was captain materials. I mean, hopefully him and Conse obviously get things right. NBA over NFL, yeah. Again, I watch NBA too. Let's say I'm on BT Sport and then, you know, a game comes on, I'll watch it. But again, I don't really know too much about my American sports, like, you know, football and basketball. Do you watch The Flash? Nah, I don't watch that, bro. Best centre back in the world. Our right hand side is the best in the world. I made that point. I feel our right hand side of Morris and Aspie, it's the strongest right-hand sides in the world. I mean, no one's getting past that side. Alba couldn't do anything, so I think that sums it up. Ashley Sao, Nini, black girls or Asian girls? Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I literally got no preference when it comes to girls. If you're good looking, that's all I care about. I mean, honestly, I've been with all types of girls, and there's never been no there's never been no pattern. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you're nice, let's say you got like a nice little bit of back too or whatever, we're good to go. We're good to go. All right, cool. Everyday Monday, Nini. What do you think about people who say our players aren't leaders and don't have passion? That's a passion with PSHUN, and fight and thinks extremely lazy. I just think it's those really boring, cliched football responses that you always see it from one, from one set of fans from a club every year. There's no nuance in it. There's no context in it. I just find it really boring because it's like, here's the thing: the next week, let's say you win 3-0, all those comments are gone. Then no one talks about passion and lack of leadership. So, I mean, I don't know. I think we live in a world now of the internet and with people's social media and content that's out there where if you really wanted to be educated and you really wanted your opinions to be changed or just to question them, you could literally find it. But I think people that tend to say that type of stuff, they don't really care about the facts. I think they just say that stuff to express how they feel in the moment. You know what I mean? I think that's it. I don't think they can really contextualize what they're actually seeing. So I think it's easy to say, yeah, that's when you use those tired excuses like, oh, no leadership, no passion. Like, come on. Who's the strongest player at Chelsea? Probably physically, is probably Gary Cahill's will be the strongest one. Ninja Circle, don't you think Morata should start in Barcelona? I prefer us to keep the same thing we did, but then we bring on Morata with the last half an hour to go so we can play Hazard on the left. I think that'd be the best thing, to be honest. Nicholas, Benedict, go. Emerson won't play this season. Yeah, exactly. Emerson's going to be for next season. Zinger Burger, McChicken Sandwich. Yep, I got no respect for my buddy. Quirty TJ Wanini. When is the next Q&A going to be? That's going to be every Thursday at 9 PM. So that's not going to change. I'm thinking of doing this, you guys. Let me know. Now, a lot of you guys, actually, I got this idea from you. Because you were telling me you would like a show where, like, let's say once a week, I could do a user call-in where you'd come in. Let's say you'd call me on Skype or something. And then you'd get to speak to me. And I've really been thinking about how I would structure this. Because I'm thinking, let's say I did an hour show and I had 6 people on and you got to speak for 10 minutes where we can have a discussion. Because, I mean, to me, I think there's no point you calling in to answer a question when you could just type it in. You know what I mean? I think to make it fair, it would be like, if it was 6 people in an hour's show, you could have a discussion. You can talk about things on your mind. Let's say you disagree with what I say, because of course you're entitled to and you can. You can explain to me your own perspective in a much better way. You know what I mean? And I think that would be more interesting. So what do you guys think? Obviously, I'll still be doing the Q&A live streams, but what if from next week I try to introduce a subscriber call-in show? What do you guys think about that? Or I can buy a new SIM card. I could get a new SIM card too, but here's the thing, obviously, maybe Skype would be better because you guys would have to hear it. I don't want to put the phone to the microphone because the sound quality would be awful. It just wouldn't sound as good. I mean, to be honest, and you know what makes sense, obviously, if I did this on Google Hangouts and I just sent you the Google Hangout link, then you could just jump on. But maybe the call-in, I'll find out. I think I could do it through Skype and stuff, you know what I mean? Ian O'Connell, bro, thank you for being here. You got school tomorrow? Yeah, you got to be in bed, bro. It's nearly 12, man. Thank you for coming, bro. And, yeah, I'll see you next week. You would love that. Yeah, that's what I mean. You guys like that idea? And, yeah, there's definitely a delay between the comments and when I talk. Yep, I do have Discords. But would it work from the US? Hopefully. It should. I'm going to be really researching into what the best thing to do. If it's to use Skype or to use Google Hangouts or Discord, I could get an idea then. But here's the thing though, because when everyone was giving me this idea, I'm thinking, well, again, I think it's easier. Let's say you paid a donation to come on, nothing crazy, but you paid a donation to come on to have your chance to speak, because I think I'd get so many people. Maybe I'll do it like this. Maybe let's say if it's a 1 hour show, 5 people would have to donate, and then the last person I'd do like I would do like a raffle draw or something. So if you entered your name there in a raffle draw, and then I pick someone, then you'd be the 6th person to be on the show, to have people say. I think maybe that would be a fair thing, to be honest. Is £80 worth it for Chelsea vs Palace for lower tier seats from row? Getting it from Craigslist. CFC, I know you've got me on Twitter. I think you should definitely DM me, because I always have a spare ticket, and no way in hell would you be charged £80. And you'd be sitting in a better stand with a better view. So I think you should DM me on Twitter if you're going to be here for the Palace game, because then you could just come sit with me then. So yeah, and you guys, I mean, there's been people here that I've sold tickets to on this channel that have sat beside me in games. So it's not as if, you know, it's an alien thing. I mean, again, we're all fans, like, we're all the same, you know what I mean? Of course, if I got a spare ticket, and if someone wants to come, obviously DM me, and then we arrange it like that then. And just, obviously, just give the money when we meet at the stadium. That's it. Okay. When are you going to do another show with Joe Tweedy? I'm probably going to do it in March, because I've got a lot of other videos to do. But yeah, I'll definitely be doing that then. But I'm hoping to have a podcast by then, you guys. Because I know most people watch stuff on their phones when I look at the stats. I think having a podcast show when I could have discussions with a lot of other content creators and influencers, that would be ideal. So yeah, that would be cool. Okay, QWERTY TJ1 Nini, can you do maybe a half and half stream, half call-in and half normal Q&A? Maybe, but I think maybe if I keep it separate, then more people have a chance to to ask questions, you know. I think I'll keep the caller thing for discussions, where we can discuss a topic or something that you wanted to talk about. That's the thing. So if you were to donate something, you just be on the live show, you get to talk, you get to discuss the topic you want to talk about, and then we can talk about it for 10 minutes and do it like that then. I think that would be the best thing. Sideshow Bob, what do you have a spare ticket for every home game? Yeah, I've literally got a spare ticket for every home game. So yeah, that's it. Yep, it will definitely be on iTunes. Actually, I've been doing a lot of podcasts recently. I've been lucky, people have been inviting me on. I'm doing another podcast with some other people on Monday as well. So that's going to be interesting. And yeah, they've all given me advice on how to do things. And I mean, it's much more simple than I thought it was, to be honest. So, I mean, yeah, most definitely, I think I need to release one. I think, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Everyday Monday, you definitely need a live stream, like Have Hope. Yeah, that would be cool. But again, I've been on Have Hopes before, and I feel that it's just too many people. So this is the thing. I'd rather focus on one person at a time and do it like that, because that way, you know, that person has a fair chance to express himself and their views and to really say what they want to say, you know. I don't want to do, you know, if people, especially if you're paying too, I want you to make sure you have, I know, you know, knowing me too, I'll probably even extend it if I had to, but I want people to know that they have a fair chance to really express themselves and say what they want to say, you know what I mean? I think that would be fair, and I think just to have debates would be fun, you know. Ghanaian jollof rice, of course. Basmati rice, of course. It's much better. I'm sorry. Basmati over long grain. But yeah, I mean, I really like Have Hope. Great character. I like his discussions too. But I always felt that, like, when I was on it once, it just was too many cooks in the kitchen, and you didn't have enough time to expound on points, because you'd have someone interrupting maybe, and there wasn't any, like, it wasn't concise enough, you know what I mean? Man, DC, hey man, what's up? You goods? Oh, fuck it. Okay, I'll leave in the next 10 minutes and I'll go. Next 10 minutes. Twitter, I think Twitter to me is the best social media app. I mean, honestly, to think I was never going to make a Twitter page too. I only did it for the channel, but I'm glad I did, because it's the best way to interact. And I care more about hearing people's opinions than just seeing their looks, to be honest. Cade Jackson, 7 men behind the ball. Chelsea is a disgusting club. There was much more nuance to that, Cade. But I'm releasing the video tomorrow, so it should be good. Ina, what about 3 tickets? Do you know other season ticket holders? Yep, I can ask around to find out. Again, on Twitter, DM me. Because a lot of people do, and then I try my best, you know what I mean? So that's the best thing, to be honest. Justin DeRoca, how much do you sell your spare ticket for? Same price as how much it's worth. I'm not going to charge more for the ticket. If it's £40, then you know you'll have to pay £40. You won't have to pay more for it. So don't worry about that. Black Khan, how much would Leon Bailey's transfer fee be to Chelsea? I'm guessing it would be between, 35 to 45 million. If I had to just guess on top of my head in his market value, this is definitely going up. And imagine now if this guy decides he wants to play for England. I mean, you know how much these English players cost. Imagine you got Leon Bailey saying, yo, I'm English now. Every big club are going to try and sign him because he's going to fill that homegrown quota perfectly. And then, but you know, as people go up even more. So that's the mad thing. No, I think that Aki Found guy's not here. I think he just got tired of being ignored and then just gave up. And it was kind of funny because afterwards he was getting pissed off because he wanted his question asked, but then it's like, well, if he had asked it without trolling, I would have happily have done that. So yeah, it was just weird. So I mean, that's what you do. I mean, I'm wasting my time trying to block. You just ignore the person, you know. Jason Belgrave, Nini, what happened with your partner that started this channel? Well, this is the thing. I'll just touch on it briefly. Now, originally this is the thing. From the start, it was never called Blue Lines TV. It was called Chelsea Transfers for the few guys that were here from the start. And then obviously, I had my own channel. And the reason why we changed things to Blue Lines TV was because it was supposed to symbolize us becoming one and obviously making a channel together. Now, of course, there'll be times when maybe Andy was uploading videos and I couldn't. Well, that's because I was working. And of course, if he's uploading a video in the afternoon, I mean, we're a partnership. He'll have to do that. But let's not forget, there was that time when he vanished for 3 months as well and didn't release a single video. And I was the one making all the videos. So, again, you know, it's a partnership. It's how this shit works. But, I mean, it was disappointing how things ended. I think it was more his fault, really, to be honest. But I think sometimes these things happen for a reason. Because, I mean, the channel's, I think it's gone to a much better state since I've been producing the content. And I'm kind of thinking, so maybe in a way with how the season is, I don't think it would have been good to have too many conflicting voices, but you have one person saying this opinion, the other person saying that. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, yeah, that's it really. Zaki, Nini, I'm going to DM you my ads if you can get me a ticket for the next home game. Okay. That'd be the Palace one. Okay, DM me, and then, yeah, we'll talk, bro. We'll find out. Do I still speak to Andy? Don't hate the guy anymore. You know, it's too much a waste of energy to hate someone. But I mean, yeah, we don't talk as much, to be honest. But I mean, you know, I hope he's yeah, I think maybe he was in a bad place at the time. You know, we spoke about things, you know, I accepted it. And I think maybe that's what... I think sometimes when you're not in a good place, maybe your mindset, because it's negative, you can make the wrong decisions. You can move a bit mad. You can move a bit crazy. He owned up like a man. He took the L, so, you know, it's already good. And you DM'd me? Okay, good. You know what? How did I know Andy? Honestly, it was just... You know that guy called Bluetooth, that Asian guy? And that was so funny because I actually saw Bluetooth a few months ago. During the summer, he actually came to my house, so that was funny. Yeah, it was nice. He's tall. You know, he's taller than me. I'm like 6 foot and he's taller than me. I wasn't expecting Bluetooth to be that tall. But yeah, I met Andy through from Bluetooth. Bluetooth and Andy knew each other, and then I think they saw my video, and then I think Andy was like, yo, do you want to play FIFA? Because he just started, and then yeah, we just started speaking from FIFA, and that was it. I then remember I was on every single live stream, and then we realized from very early that maybe it makes sense to just do this channel together. Because remember, when the name was changed to Blue Lines TV, we didn't even have 1,000 subs. We had like 500 subs during the time we changed it. So you know what I mean? So it's not as if I came when the channel had a few thousand subs. I was here before Andy had got 200 subs. You know what I mean? So, and from then on, I was in every single video doing all these live streams. So I honestly feel this channel was as much mine as his. I don't necessarily care that he started it. It was had a completely different name, completely different vision. When we worked together, I was the one that obviously decided we need to change the name, and then started to try to think of video ideas and concepts to obviously make it better. So yeah. Yeah, thank you, man, DC. Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's that work rate, man. Oh, Leon Leonard's, you know what? Maybe for another live stream I can get into detail. But you know what? I don't know. It's just like a dark part of the channel, really. So, I don't know. I kind of think that because it's been dealt with, maybe it's not best to bring things back up again, to be honest. But I mean, you know, he's doing good now, so obviously it's good that we're over this, to be honest. Okay. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, I literally got no discipline. When it's 12 o'clock, I'm going to go. That's it. I think it's... Yeah, when it's 12, I'm going to make moves, you guys. Okay. Oh, my God. Oh, someone sent a Patreon donation. Oh, shit. I wasn't expecting that. Damn. Alright. It looks like I'm going to have to start making some of these tactical analysis vids then. I think that's only fair. Okay, I'll need to speak to this guy and... Oh, shit. I wasn't expecting it just yet because I haven't organised anything just yet. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm going to have to speak to him later. Okay, I'll have to speak to him later. Okay. Josh Bantz, yeah. Yeah, you knew it. But come on, like, the chat's getting, like, good, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Nini, have you ever been recognised on the street? Yes, I actually have. I remember one time I was on my way to my girls, and it was like these two builder guys. And he kept looking at me. And here's the thing. It's like... You think in your head, he probably knows me from my channel. But then you think afterwards, shit, that's kind of arrogant to assume someone would know you. I'm not no big guy. And it's just like we were clocking each other for a while. And it's like, oh, yeah, you're that guy who does those transfer videos on YouTube. And you know, so it was cool. And there was another guy that I met on the way to Wembley. I was at Wembley Station and he recognised me from the channel. And yeah, we were both going to Uxbridge and yeah, spoke the whole time. It was cool to meet him. At the games too, some people recognise me. There's a guy who sits behind me that knows me from the channel as well. So, yeah, it's cool to be honest. Where do I get my hair cut? Obviously from my barber. I can't plug in my barber. It's not as if anyone would know where it is. Leon Bailey to Costa 100 million. Yeah, I'm sure that's when he said that he's considering becoming an England international. Because I know the situation... The reason why he hasn't represented Jamaica is the fact that... And, I mean, I understand it. It's the fact that with these FAs, there's just no real structure behind it. And in particular, this is what's really annoying me about African football in general in terms of the FAs. I know that Ghanaian FA were awful. You know, Kevin Prince Boateng, when he was representing Ghana, he used to hate it because it was so disorganised in terms of the, you know, that's like for the World Cup. Not getting the hotel arrangements on time. You know, stupid travel where it's taking the team how many hours to get there. All these things that shouldn't be happening. And the thing is, they have the money. And what they like to do is they like to pay these players and take the piss. They take too long to play them. It's just no organisation. And I think Leon Bailey's thinking, you know, he's a top-class player. Obviously, the Jamaican national team aren't really doing bits. Obviously, it's your country as well. But he's thinking maybe... It could be a risk in my career if I'm playing against these smaller nations that aren't necessarily going to help, you know. So yeah, I mean, I could understand why they're not considering looking at Jamaica, to be honest. Okay, Joe Benjamin Hendricks at Leverkusen to be a future right back. I've heard about him. I know that the lighty with the hair, but I haven't seen too much of him to know how he's really doing. But again, I remember when people were telling me how Toyan, the guy who was at Dortmund, was a sick player. I watched him at the under-21s. I thought he was just average. I never thought he was as amazing as anyone kept telling me. So, again, I'll have to see. Okay. Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad. I haven't watched Game of Thrones yet. I need to start doing it. Honestly, with YouTube, I'm literally not having as much time to have a social life. Even when I see my girlfriend, I probably see her maybe once or twice a week. It's not too good. It takes a lot of time doing this shit. Okay. I'm Ghanaian and you're right about the FA. Yeah, and you know what? You know what's actually sick? My okay, my mum's friend, her husband's brother. So okay, get this. My mum's friends, one of her good friends, her friend's husband's brother was the medical doctor for the Ghanaian national team. So when I was a kid, me and some of my friends went to the Hilton Hotel in London with the Ghanaian national team. That was the time when they had Papo, and that was when they had that a younger Asamoah Gyan, when they had Michael Essien, you know, all these guys playing at the time, and he got to meet all of them. So yeah, that was actually a really sick moment. I've got a photo. Maybe I'll have to put it on my channel or put it on the community tab. I was looking a young Nini FC back in the day. I used to look like a twig. I was so skinny when I was young, but I've got a photo with Michael Essien. So yeah, that was cool. Any horror films recommended? Probably you know what? I do like my horror films, but it's getting to this point now where I'm just desensitized. I don't get scared. I don't feel nothing. I don't get shocked. Probably the last films that shocked me when I was a bit younger, Human Centipede 2, the uncut one. That's not even really horror. It's more disgusting. A Serbian film, that was just more disgusting than horror. They're two films that once you see them, you don't have to see them again. When I was younger, The Descent was good. But I kind of feel with horror, even though they have those like age certificates, it's best to watch them when you're younger to really get scared. Because as you get older, I mean, maybe I'm different, but I'm just not feeling nothing, to be honest. Okay. Have you watched Get Out? Yeah, I've watched that. yeah, it was good. I like the social commentary in the film as well. It was entertaining. That's what I mean. Like, it was a good film. What do you think about Essien's statue? If this guy's knees were still around, I mean, I think he would have got a statue, to be honest. Hernan Crespo, hey, this guy, he was a sick player. You know those like classic strikers? You know back then when Serie A strikers were just amazing because it was like the technique and the finesse, it was the skill. It's like you're seeing why these guys are world class. You know, Crespo, this curling efforts, like them Falcao curling shots, those little like dink chips, like everything. He was a sexy striker. I don't know. I think the main thing with why his career didn't go as good was the fact that his family were in Italy and they wanted to stay there. And obviously, you know, you've got a family, you've got your responsibilities. It was difficult. So I think that's why he couldn't really commit to Chelsea. But it was very enjoyable. I haven't seen Black Panther. I'm seeing that on Saturday after the United game in the evening. So yeah. Opinions on Chelsea Fan TV and their opinions. Here, you know, I don't personally know them. Again, they've got their audience. They are more of a fan channel. And again, I'm not like some elitist. Okay, maybe I am. What am I lying for? But I don't know. I don't know. In terms of their opinions, I don't know. If I'm being honest, maybe it's not good to be too honest. But no, I don't really watch them that much, to be honest. I kind of think sometimes their videos are a bit lazy. There's like, I'm thinking that, you know, obviously I like the guys 100% Chelsea. Louis is a nice guy, you know, I personally know him. I've enjoyed speaking to Lawrence as well. But, you know, when you look at channels like that, they are kind of like a team where there's multiple people behind the scenes working together. Me, I'm by myself, and I've got my editor in Harrison, who's been a massive help, but it's literally just us two constantly grinding, you know what I mean? And of course with Harrison, I don't give him videos all the time. And you know, he helps with a few videos basically. But it is very time consuming. And I'm trying to make efforts to improve everything. Obviously, finally got the green screen set up. I'm trying to improve the quality and find new video ideas. And I'm thinking these guys maybe have like, you know, like bigger teams. You'd expect more, especially from CFC Fan TV. I mean, you know, they get all the sponsors and the connections and everything. And I just don't think that they, I don't know, I think, because they're not editing their videos. People are doing that for them. Even their green screen, I just started using mine. And my quality just looks better. And theirs always looks blurred. And I'm just thinking, I don't know. Maybe the cynical part of me is thinking, I mean, do they really like care as much? I don't know. But I just think that in terms of their positions, because, you know, CFC Fan TV have a much bigger head start than me. The quality should be reflected, is what I'm saying. Okay, Dorchester United. Yep. Crespo, but yeah, he was a sexy striker. What position do you like if you played football? Now here's the thing, I kind of played everywhere, but I kind of like that position where I could drop a bit deeper. When I was younger, I kind of liked playing up front. I was like more of a Samuel Eto'o guy in terms of running with the ball at pace. But then as my touch was getting better, as I was getting older, I saw myself as more like a Berbatov type of guy that could drop deep and just try and do things with like skills and stuff, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's the type of player I was. SB Dankanini, have you been beefing on this live stream? You looking for this KSI? KSI vs Logan Paul. Nah, bro. Nah, I don't know. Here's the thing. Sometimes I think I don't want to be... I want to try and keep like this channel grounded. Because I'm, you know, God willing, hopefully it's going to get even bigger. But just because it's getting bigger, I don't want it to be like this kind of like, you know, like to be PR sensitive and to be corporate and, you know, let's say I'm lucky enough to get sponsors. I don't want them ruling what I can say and what I can do. I want to try and keep that, you know, keep everything grounded. You know what I mean? And I feel that, you know, sometimes if you guys ask me stuff, I want to be as honest as I can. You know what I mean? I don't see why it should be such a big deal, to be honest. I just see, you know, if people have honest opinions about me, I'm not going to be upset about it. It's life, you know, and I'd rather try and keep that because you know, I always get bored with how everything devolves into all this like, you know, boring, you know, corporate mentality, you know, PR safe bullshit. You know what I mean? So I don't want this channel to be anything like that. Have you seen the Class of '92? Oh no, I haven't. I need to watch that. I need to see that. Growing up in Ghana, I idolized Essie and we worship Chelsea like a religion. Yeah. Where are you from in Ghana? Because my mum is Ghana, so yeah, I'm in Accra anytime I go there. Don't become like DT. Nah, you guys know. I mean, I don't have anything against DT, to be honest. But you know, with me, I'm always gonna try and put context in my answers and be nuanced. Like, you'll never ever hear me, even when I say stuff about Gary Cahill, I don't just say, oh, he's shit, get him out, get this Brexit footballer out. I don't say that. I don't insult no one personally. All I say is why I say what Gary Cahill can do, and I just state why I think he doesn't complement the team because some of his other attributes don't complement it. I think that's how we should be discussing players, and I prefer if everyone did that, you know what I mean? Because then it just makes it better, you know? Maxine, I want to say, even though I can be critical in the comment section, I know you can be critical, but it's okay because you do give your reasons and you do give context to your reasons and you do give your opinions. So, I mean that's how life is, you know, we're all men, you know what I mean? Not even men, will be women here to say, I mean, we're all adults, is what I should be saying. I mean, I don't get offended. Again, you can say, you don't have to agree with anything I say, as long as everything's just, you know, respectful, that's it. And I think a lot of people that criticize, not even criticize, but disagree with what I say, I mean, probably 95% of people are respectful, you know, so it's cool. Oh, okay. Is that where you're from, Clifford? I was hoping to go to Accra this year, but it looks like I won't now, and you know, I don't want to miss the World Cup, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping probably next year is when I'll probably go to Ghana and see what there is. Bernardo Barreto, would you honestly rather be a 50% monitored by a sponsor but earn, say, 500k a year, or full control of the channel? I'd rather be in full control, to be honest. I don't know. Nah, I can't ever have my voice stifled. It kind of defeats the point of being on YouTube. I'd rather be able to say whatever I want without having any corporate stuff on top of me telling me what I can say, what I can't. Nah, I mean, I'd rather earn less so I'd be able to do that, to be honest. I mean, it just defeats the whole point of doing YouTube if I got to give these boring, safe PR answers, you know? That's just not me. What club do you hate the most? I wouldn't say hate, but certain clubs that I'm bored of. West Brom, why are they still in this league? Sometimes I can be a bit bored with Bournemouth, I'm not going to lie. I look at Bournemouth, the money they spent over the years, and it's just like, I don't know. I don't know why they annoy me. I mean, it's such a weird club. I don't know. I think we all have that club we just get annoyed by. You know what? What other club don't I really like? It used to be Arsenal when I was young, because every time I was a kid, we'd always lose by that goal to them, and it was just the worst thing, you know. Especially when most times we used to play better and still never got the results. So yeah, Snowman. Yeah, I'm still on. You know me. You know, keep running my stupid mouth all the time. But I'm leaving in 10 minutes. A 3-hour stream. So that's it. I hate them with a passion. You can't stand Watford's. Man United's. West, yeah, everyone. Don't worry, I'll be in bed soon, bro. Burnley. Oh, yeah, I can see why you don't like Burnley. These Brexit teams, they just need to go. Come on. Fucking hell. They offer nothing to, you know. Yeah, if he was fit, but again, it's very hard to imagine a fit Bell, because we just don't see it, you know. Okay, mine's Arsenal, yeah. What European team don't I like? I mean, it used to be Barcelona too, to be fair. Okay, I think, okay, Shotterbud, what tactics do Conse go with at home? Away to Barcelona, you mean? Defensive or brave attacking approach? It's got to be a combination. Just like we did in the first leg. Look to get the goal, but then keep that defensive solidity when we can, you know. Okay. At least Bournemouth always look to attack. Yeah, I guess so. Hello. Bino14, hello mate. Why do you believe Barca's approach was brave, even though we sat back in our own half? Would you accept playing like that going forward in UCL? I kind of think against Barca, it wasn't even the fact that we were forced back. It was kind of like, you know, we played that way because we stopped Barca doing anything. Now here's the difference. If it was a game where Barca were peppering shots on goal and creating this and that, and it was like we were just like surviving on the skin of our teeth, and yeah, then it was a defensive performance. But this was about playing with control. This was about stopping Barcelona doing anything in the middle of the pitch. This is about limiting what they could do with their threat. And this was about attacking with numbers on the counter-attack. Now, that's the difference. If it's defensive, you're not pushing men forward. But when we could press high, which you have to do strategically, we were looking to push your Kantes and the wing-backs forwards. And I just think that if we had a bit, you know, let's say some better distribution in the final third on the counter-attacks. I think the one particular moment was Willian not playing the pass to Kante earlier, because Kante was through on goal then, and I think that Kante would have scored if the ball was given to him. I think Willian decided, oh shit, it's Kante, I can't pass it to him. That was a mistake he made, but I think if he'd just passed it to him, I think Kante would have finished that, and that could have been 2-0. Let's not forget how many times did we hit the post as well. The game plan worked perfectly. It wasn't a defensive performance, it was a counter-attacking performance. Shahid Arif, who is the most likely manager to succeed Conse when he leaves at the end of the season? Again, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. So far, I know that Enrique, Laurent Blanc, Jardim and Poch have been the only guys I've been hearing from, to be honest. I'm hearing, well, there's a guy that I'm reading about more. He's called Francesca from Shakhtar. He's getting a lot of praise, and there's this great article written on him that I read earlier today. So, yeah, I mean, he looks pretty interesting as well, but I need to see more of what Shakhtar can do. But yeah, I mean, you know, there's managers out there, you know. It's not all about the CV and that. Okay. I'm saying, you guys, final 10 minutes. If anyone wants to back it, if anyone wants to subscribe, question prioritize, you just want to support the channel, send a PayPal in the link in the description below, or send a super chat. Nini, you said both defensive and attacking approach. That meant Conte will have to play a 4-3-3. No. No, don't look at formations in terms of whether you attack or defend, because you can attack in any formation, you can defend in any formation. Honestly, our approach was perfect. I mean, with Barca, all you have to do, because they're very slow these days, very, very slow, and they're very predictable, you just have to stop what they do in the middle. I mean, they get by more on individual ability than they do on their system these days. So I think that's what I mean. If you stop them and you don't make any mistakes, and you're more clinical on the counter, then you've got a good chance. Sorry, mate, but I have to go. Thanks for another quality stream. Yes, Josh. I saw you got school tomorrow. Shouldn't you even be in beds? But yeah, man, thanks obviously for staying so long, and I hope to see you for the next one. Zaki, I know you always back Moses, but don't you think his distribution and end product isn't that good? Would you not prefer a Trippier type wingback? Now, why does Trippier look a bit better? Would you... Now, here's the thing. I keep making this point. On the right-hand side, our play is much slower. And the reason why it's slower is because there aren't any runs in behind. Now, when Pedro was playing on the right with Moses last season, why did we see a much better Moses offensively? Well, that's because Pedro was playing in the half space, which is a space between the fullback area and obviously the defender. And Pedro was making runs in behind, and he was drawing players away from the wide area. So that meant when Moses could make those overlapping runs, he didn't have two guys, one here and one behind him, not moving in front of him. And because he only had to get past one player, he was much more effective in the final third. This year, because there is no movement, because no one makes a run in behind, because there's no one in the half space, and because we don't have a guy that can cut inside with their left foot to draw people away from the wide areas, Moses is limited with what he can do in the final third, because, you know, he can't constantly get past two players that are just standing still all the time. You know, he's got defensive responsibilities. He can't afford to just lose the wide areas. Conse wouldn't allow for that. So, you know, he's limited. But like I said, if you free up space, then he's much more effective in the final thirds. Motion car Nini. Dembele will definitely play in the second leg. That's what I'm saying. If Dembele plays, and I think I'll get a good understanding if he starts playing more in Barcelona's upcoming games. Of course, I'm going to be watching all the Barca's games before we play them again, because I need to see if they're doing anything new. I need to see what players are on form. I need to see what's happening. But I'm not going to lie, I'm not even trying to sound arrogant, but it's what I mean. The amount of work I put in for those videos, the amount of Barca games I watched. I mean, I'm talking about the whole games, taking down notes, seeing what they're doing. I must have watched about 6-7 games. You know, I'm talking about Valencia, Getafe, Real Madrid, Eibar. You know, I mean, I've watched a lot of games, and you know, it's like 90 minutes. I mean, it's, you know, a lot of hours already just to take notes for a team, and you know, I kind of feel that I got everything right basically in terms of what to expect from Barca, and I'm not surprised why things turn out the way it did. If I'm just, you know, trying to say it there myself, you know. Moses rarely beats his man. But this is what I mean. It's harder to beat your man. No. Moses doesn't just have one man in front of him, though. He has two in front of him. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't just have one person. But the first leg tactics of Barca work for us. Yes, the 100% would work against Man City, because they are very similar. Only City have a high pressing system that they look to press from the front foot compared to Barca. And I think they're more dynamic in terms of they play the ball faster. You know, they don't have this reliance on patient possession play all the time. Thank you, Tottenham Hale Rangers. Thanks, bro. Yeah. Everyday Monday. Is Mourinho's Chelsea team the best ever Prem team? Last question from me, brother. Alright, that is a good question. Of course, I can see why, because we got the most points, and honestly, I think we dominated the league in terms of it was easy. I think there's definitely a shout because we won the league in record time, got the most points, and we dominate. I mean, we lost to City by that Anelka penalty, which was annoying, but I mean, they're definitely a shout. Clifford, we will beat Barca. Exactly, that's the spirit. For the Barca game, I think I'm gonna do a live stream during the game. So like a commentary type of thing. So I'll see how that goes. Celtic that class. Yep. He couldn't beat that Arsenal kid in every one-on-one he had in the game. Yep. Again, of course, that wasn't a great performance offensively. I mean, I even said that in the video. But he does have it in him. It's natural. Sometimes not every player plays amazing. But I don't think it's fair to say that he never, ever beats any of his men, you know? And even then, I think it's just the system. I mean, it's not as if he had attacking support around him. I think sometimes that's how... I mean, think about it, really. That's how fullbacks can attack. They need to have that support around them. Because then even if they lose the ball, there's a guy behind them that can mop things up. If you're by yourself the whole time, with no support around you, in a way, it can force you to be a bit more conservative with what you do with the ball, you know? So, that's how I see it. We are interested in Florenzi. I think that would be another pointless signing. I don't think he's upgrading anything, to be honest. You know? I don't think it's worth it. Maxin, what do you think about switching Pedro and Hazard if we play the false 9? Nah, I wouldn't have Pedro there because, you know, Pedro can't... You know, he can't keep hold of the ball when he's got his back to the goal. I mean, he's got no upper body strength. He's just, you know, he's weak. He'd get brushed off easily. So yeah, it wouldn't work. SB Danker, see you later, bro. Thank you for watching for so long. Nini, you should do a live phone-in with your subscribers after the... Yeah, is a good idea. Okay. The Barca game is going to be so long again because after that game, I'm going to be bringing out another player rating video. Plus, I got to start working on the tactics video as well. But I'm thinking maybe a stream the next day would be cool. Yeah, maybe a stream the next day. I'll have to see what happens, to be honest. But from next week, I will be doing a phone-in, basically. So, you know, basically, to be accepted, you have to donate to be allowed to have your say. Because that's the only way I'm going to do it. And yeah, I think that should be a good one. But I'm thinking, what's the best way to actually, you know, I'll promote it in upcoming videos and on the community tab so people know. Nini Rangers or Celtic? Sideshow. You know what? I'll be honest, bro. I just don't really care for either club, to be honest. I'll probably only say Celtic because Macinda's there right now. But then I don't... Historically, Rangers have ties with Josie, don't they? Back in like the 70s and 80s. But there were some dark times. But yeah. Maxim, what about Sarri at Napoli if he wins the Scudetto? I mean, if he wins the Scudetto, maybe that's what... Maybe Chelsea's will take him more seriously, you know. We love our CV managers. He needs to win something. Maybe. Oh, I'm going to extend the stream again. No, I'm looking to wrap things up. I mean, I'll only extend it if anyone wants me to answer their question with a PayPal donation or Super Chat. I mean, that's the only way I'd extend it. But if no one wants to do that, then I think I might just wrap things up. So I'll wait 5 minutes. If I get any... I'm just going to use the toilet quickly. If I get any, you know, Super Chats or PayPal donations in the next 5 minutes, then yeah. I'm going to use the toilet quick, though. Oh. Oh. Two Scrum Club going hand in hand. He said he supports Celtic. Jock, listen. I don't. Oh, I guess he's joking. I don't know. I just said I don't support any of them. I said the only reason, if I had to pick out of the two, I said I'd pick Celtic because Masunda's at Celtic. But then I don't really care for either club. That's what I was, you know. But I think he's joking around or something. Okay. But yeah, did anyone... Okay. You know what? I think I'm going to wrap this thing up now, you guys. Yeah. Your thoughts on Jamal Lascelles. You have to wait for a future video, bro. But yeah, you guys, I'm going to obviously end things now. Obviously, thank you to everyone that sent in PayPal donations and people that have sent in super chats as well. You know what I do at the end of the live stream. I do make that graphic, so expect to see your name in the community tab afterwards. Everyone that donates gets their name in the community tab, so thank you for that. Thank you guys. It's been a 3-hour stream. You know, I keep doing it too long. I mean, to be honest, maybe in a way, no, I need to finish the other video, but maybe I might just make it maybe 2 to 3 hours from now on. I'll see. I'll see. But anyway, you guys, thank you for watching. Thank you to everyone that's donated. Of course, it helps the channel. And obviously, thank you for enjoying the content. And yeah, I hope to see you guys for next Thursday. And also, I'm going to, in the community tab later on, not today, but later on during the week, I'm going to have the date and time for when the live caller stream is going to be in. And as I said, to be on that live caller stream, you will have to donate something to be on it. But you will get 10 to 15 minutes to air your views, and you get to decide what you want to talk about. So yeah, I will be putting the details in the community tab. So people that do want to call in, I'll tell you how much, you know, obviously to donate and everything. And it's not going to be nothing crazy, but because I think a lot of people will want to come on, I think it would have to be like a minimum of like a $5 or something, I'm guessing. But yeah, if anyone wants their chance to come on, that will be the time. And yeah, this video, I'm just praying to God YouTube aren't going to fuck me over so I can just upload it. Because it's not good. I've got United previews to make. I can't be wasting time with this one video trying to push it out. But at the same time, I've spent so long making it that, you know, I can't not put it out there. But again, it messed up, you know, some United videos I wanted to push out today, so that was really annoying. So I'm just hoping that it should be okay for early tomorrow. Oh my God. But anyway, you guys, thank you for watching. I'm the QnA FC. This is Blue Lines TV. Signing out, you guys. Thanks.